Welcome, Kristy McBride.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. Really glad to bring you in. How are you doing today?
Good.
I'm surprised that we're sitting this close to each other after your experience at Crusher.
I'm over it now.
How long were you on your bike the next day? Or how long were you
Around
off?
the campground, but no, not for an actual ride. I think maybe 2 days later for a short ride.
When did you resume actual training? How long did it take?
I took like a week of easy rides, and then probably it was a week to 10 days before I did any intervals or anything.
How are you feeling now?
Physically good.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm still a little, worn out. Mm-hmm. Especially like the mental challenge of riding in the rain. I did a ride this morning in the rain, and I'm like, I'm done with this. If it rains for Marji, I'm not showing up. Just kidding. I'll be there. But
You did the first 30 miles, Marji.
this morning, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like 55, right? Something like that?
Yeah, it's like Crusher weather all over again.
Yep.
55 and rain.
Yeah. So mentally, not quite there yet. Did you expect that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
No, I usually don't sign up for too many races throughout the year because I tend to give it my all and I'm mentally done for a while after.
Yeah.
That's just how I operate.
Only so much to give mentally. Well, plus your mom and wife and,
Yeah,
you're busy.
for sure.
And the stuff that you're doing is not small stuff.
Nope.
How was the Crusher experience?
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince Greg to do it with me next year.
How's that going?
Not good.
Would you tandem it?
I don't think he would do that. I don't think his shoulder could handle that, but just getting him to ride it would be cool.
Yeah. Well, I only say that because I remember when you guys did Polar Roll,
Yeah.
the Ultra.
Him and Brantley have been riding the tandem a bunch lately.
I saw that.
Yeah, which is cool.
Brantley likes it.
He loves it. Yep.
It's that as soon as you talk about the tandem with a kid on it, it makes me think of that. It was a father and son, right? At Crusher.
Yeah.
They were doing the 40.
Yeah.
It's just funny to see, a guy, dad on the front of the bike, and you got this little kid hanging on the back, just holding on for dear life.
Yep.
It's so awesome. Do you think they'll do, they didn't do Crusher on the tandem, right?
No, they wanted to, but because Greg's dad was doing it, we knew they'd be too fast.
What did Dad think of the Crusher?
That tested his limits. He has pretty much never rode single track before.
Really?
Yeah, he's rode a little bit and he hates it. So putting him on Black Diamond single track in Copper Harbor for his first single track experience was a lot. He's a good sport though.
He seemed like it. I saw him
Yeah.
at the finish there. I think when you were there, or maybe before you got back, and he didn't swear at me.
No, he doesn't swear, but,
Yeah.
but
Nice
no,
guy.
Yep.
I've talked to him before. So I'm curious, do you know, it seems like a person's reaction to the experience when you talk to them at the finish line and when you talk to them a day or two later, they're different.
Sure.
Any idea like how he felt about the Crusher there at the finish versus how he felt about it a couple of days later? Have you guys talked at all?
Haven't talked a bunch, but even within the couple days from finish line to when we split with them to head back downstate, I would say his attitude changed a little.
Yeah.
At the finish, he was like, I'm volunteering next year. Like, I did it. I'm good.
Yeah.
And a few days later, he was just like, oh, if I did it again, thinking about it. So,
The creep begins.
so I think he could be convinced.
Yeah. Well, I think that this year's event, I think it surprised a few people because they kind of got lulled into the Munising Crusher. Mm-hmm. And this was not Munising Crusher.
No, it was not. Brantley loved it.
Did he?
Yeah.
It's really surprising. I mean, I correct that. It's not surprising. It's encouraging. Okay, some people were like, what was that? Wasn't prepared for that. Mm-hmm. That was crazy. But there were a lot of people that were really stoked on it.
Yeah.
And thought that it was the best Crusher they've done.
Sure.
So it's interesting how you can send 500 people out. They do the same thing. And everybody has such a different way of reacting to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating.
For sure. I think a lot of it too has to do with like your mindset when you hit that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, thinking about the days before I rode with them, every time I got to a water crossing, I was cussing to myself and so over it. And then I ride with Brantley and he's like hooting and hollering through the river and you can't help but smile.
Yep. He's living his best life.
Yep.
and then that becomes infectious.
It does, for sure.
Yeah. God, there's a lot of truth in that. If you're hanging around negative ass people,
It's not going to go well.
you're probably not going to have a great time.
No.
Oh my God. Well, we can get to more Crusher in a bit. I told you coming in, you're our first kind of like kickoff into the Marji podcasting.
Woo-hoo.
I thought that you'd be a great one to have do that. Tomorrow we're going to bring in Roy Kranz.
Okay.
And he'll probably talk about wheel sensors and how long the course is.
I don't want to know.
Oh, God. So we'll, like I said before we started, we'll talk about anything you want to talk about today. I've got other questions for you too and things I want to chat about. But I thought having you in would be a great intro to really go over like that introductory email from Marji Gesick 2025 that we sent last night.
Okay.
Everybody should have this. So I'll cover the what, when, and where, and then I'm going to go, there's a few different topics that the email covered, and I'm going to get like your perspective on this, having been an event participant. Let's talk about that. Talk about your Marji experience, because I think when I met you, you were running.
Yeah. So my first Marji experience was 2019 with the 100-mile run.
Yes.
My husband actually found the race, and he wanted to do the 100 bike, and then I saw there was a run option, and I didn't bike at the time, so I signed up for the run since he was doing the bike. So that was my first experience. 2020, it got canceled.
Yep.
All my running races got canceled,
Yep.
and we started biking, and we did all the Crusher stuff together.
Yep.
And then we did Marji on our own that year just to see if I could complete it.
You were probably the second, I think I know of, second group to EX version, the Marji.
Marji.
Yeah, because you did in the fall, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was signed up to do the mini. That was, and I was like, well, I may as well try and see if I can finish the 100. And it took like 22 hours. It was terrible. but I did it.
That's about, yeah. I mean, we were like around 24 hours or something when we did it in the spring.
Yeah, it's tough without any course markings. And
Yes.
I was pretty new to biking, so I was walking a lot.
Yes.
So that was 2020. 21, I did the duathlon. And then,
Did you buckle that?
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then 22, 23, and 24, 100 bike.
Which one's harder?
Running is a million times harder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would never run it again.
Yeah. I have said that, like, and I don't ever like to, say this is harder than that, but I do actually feel like running Marji is way harder than.
Yeah, to physically finish. Buckling, no. I think buckling the 100 bike is harder, but
Right.
to
Yeah.
finish the 100 run is tough.
Running the 100-mile Marji is not on my list of things I want to do.
No. The duathlon, though, was really fun.
Hey, that event, people have really taken to it.
Yeah, like that one actually is fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that bad.
Yeah.
Like you just have a good time.
Yeah, the people that have done it tend to keep coming back to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They actually genuinely seem to enjoy it, which is kind of annoying. But it's been a good time, and it's grown.
Yeah.
Because the first year, there weren't many that did it. But then the community starts talking, as the hacks, how to do it. And it's cool to see it grown. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll jump into the email a little bit. So for anybody doing the Marji this year, I'm just going to go over the series of events that begin on Thursday, September 18th, 2025. The packet pickup will be hosted by Queen City Running, which it has been for as long as I can remember. We're actually going to allow, and I didn't put this in the chart, which Stacy yelled at me immediately. My Stacy. The 100-mile run, the 50-mile run, and the mini Marji can pick up their packets at Queen City Thursday night. So we're going to update that chart. So if you got the email and you didn't see the mini or the 50, you can go get your stuff Thursday if you want to. And if you're not in town until Friday, then you can go to segue for September 19th, Friday. Packet pickup is at Black Rocks Brewery from 5 to 8 p.m. That's a great time. It's tight as heck in there.
Yep.
I don't know if there's a good time to get there.
Nope. I've tried it all.
It is wild. And they do not look for early packet pickup. If you're in the Marji Gesick Talk group, there's a lot of chatter about early packet pickup. There is not one, at least not that I'm aware of.
Giving away your secrets now.
Yeah. The 100-mile run will start again at 8 a.m. this year from the Forestville Trailhead. The buckle time is again at 28 hours. Moving to Saturday, first event that goes out Saturday morning will be the 50-mile Marji Run, 7 a.m. Downtown Marquette, same start line we've had the last few years. Followed by the 100-mile bike start and the duathlon. They all go out together. At 7:30 a.m. from the Forestville Trailhead, buckle time again, 12 hours for the bike, 22 for the duathlon. What was your time?
I think I was just over 20. I was under 20, but then Mark made me go back up to get the last token.
Did you have to go back?
I missed the one on the left side halfway up. So yeah.
You were not alone that year.
Yep. I was like, what? How am I missing one? I went all the way to the top. He's like, yeah, I know you did. I can see that.
That was a happy little accident. That caused a lot of people to go back. All right, 8 a.m. on Saturday, September 20th, 8, the MG50 bike will go out from downtown Marquette. And then we run up to Jackson Park to send out the mini Marji, both the bike and the run at 10 a.m. And then we run, the Suffer crew and all the volunteers runs to downtown Ishpeming, and we get set to open the finish line at noon. A couple other important timing notes. Sunday, 2 a.m., Jackson Park cutoff. You have to be through there into the last leg of the event. You have to be in and out, be gone. My wife will harass you. Don't try to get to her to negotiate. She will not. 2 a.m., you got to be out. If you're not there and gone by 2 a.m., then you're DQ'd. And then 8:30 a.m. is the official finish line cutoff. If you're not in by 8:30, you are not a finisher. What's the latest you finished? Was it when you did the duathlon?
I guess like latest,
100-mile run.
Yeah, but that was earlier in the day, so I guess the duathlon would be the latest at night.
Okay. When you did it, were we starting at noon?
Yes. It was hot as heck.
It sounds like that's made a pretty big difference to the runners.
For sure. Yep.
Being able to start in the morning.
Yep.
Talk me through that. What, from the runner's perspective, is it just because you get more time in the daylight?
More time in the daylight, and it's cooler. I mean, you have 4 hours of cool weather.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That has actually helped us a little bit, because when we had it starting at noon, especially when you get fast runners, that really presses us, because the finish line doesn't, we're not going to see bikers at the finish line until mid-afternoon. Mm-hmm. But really fast runners can get there early. So that's always kind of pressed us Saturday. Sure. Moving that to, moving it to the morning, it's giving them more time. That's put the pressure on us. Noon was a little bit easier because we dealt with it last year.
Yeah.
People get in there really early, which is great because they're out there crushing it.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the GPX. When do we release the GPX, Kristy?
Oh, several times the week before the race. I don't even bother.
Which time, right?
Yeah, I don't bother putting on my device until like the night before, because I know it's not going to be accurate.
And we do this to try to help everybody learn how to load files onto their Garmin device or their Wahoo. The GPX will not come out until race week for certain. We may release something. It might be the right file, and it probably won't be. But don't expect it before the week of the race. You could, I think it is, I'd say it's safe to reference. You could go to Ride with GPS. You could look at last year's courses. Marji, a lot of our events we try to change as frequently as we can. Marji's hard to change. So there's little nuances, there's subtle changes, but I don't think that they're not going to see wholesale changes. So easy. You could go look at 2024, like for people trying to plan with, let's say, support crews and stuff. You can use those GPX files and those courses as a pretty solid reference for timing and different places you can meet up. Checkpoints. So in the email, that was the next item that went out. Checkpoints and tokens. The year that we did Candy the first time, mm-hmm. Did you hesitate to take it?
Oh, I wouldn't say I hesitated to take it, but I didn't know if it was a joke or not until I finished.
Gotcha.
But I knew better than not take it.
Okay. So you weren't in the camp of, and you didn't eat it.
No. Even though Fireballs are my favorite candy.
That was the first one you got too. Uh-huh. Yeah. Up by the ski. It was in the ski hill property, I think. And then the Dum Dums thereafter.
Yep.
How do you, because we see how everybody gets to the finish line and then they got to show us their tokens. Mm-hmm. And seeing how people keep their tokens, like keep track of them, I'm astounded that more people don't lose their tokens because, they're starting to dig into their back pockets, or they'll open up a pack and it's just like wrappers coming out, goo wrappers and stuff. And then somewhere in there, like a slimy, sticky wooden nickel is in there. It's just a mess. I have no idea what biohazards are in some of this stuff.
My favorite is when they come out of like multiple pockets.
Oh, yeah.
2-3 different pockets.
All over the place. If they have 3 pockets, they have a token in each pocket and then probably 1 and 2 bags. How do you keep track of yours?
I put them in my top tube bag on like the inner side flap. They all go in the same little pocket that then is zipped.
So it zips inside the pack?
No, like the top tube bag
is
zips, but the inner pocket where they put like the support.
Okay.
I slip them in there.
So if we do put a brick out there that's bigger than your top tube bag this year, where are you going to put that brick?
I will carry it to throw at you at the finish.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer. And I would expect nothing less. You got any tips on checkpoints? I think that this is a part of the event that, because we don't tell anybody where they're going to be, we don't tell anybody how many there will be. Now they know in the last couple of years that a token isn't necessarily a wooden nickel. Could be a sucker, could be a jawbreaker, could be whatever we put a lot of at the checkpoint. What would your, I guess, experience? What could you share with people?
The checkpoints are well marked. There's a warning sign before you get to every single one that says checkpoint ahead, and then you have a giant sign that says checkpoint, and you have to stop at it. Just stop, see what's in there. If there's something in there, take it. If there's not, keep rolling. Ignore how they're labeled. If they're labeled like number 4 and that's the first one you get to, don't think you missed the first 3. They're screwing with you. As long as you've rode the course,
don't tell them that.
You're not missing anything. If you've been cutting the course, well, then, you might have it coming for you. But as long as you've done what you're supposed to do, just take what's there, keep rolling.
The course cutting was the original reason why we did it.
Sure.
Because we look at the course every year and we're like, okay. And it's not even if somebody was going to try to intentionally cut it. Maybe it's just accidental, because we're trying to preserve the integrity of, did you actually do the event? Mm-hmm. So the checkpoints initially was like, well, we got to have a way to know if they did it or not, right? So checkpoints came into play. Since then, it's also been sort of a psychological component, because it's like in our events, and you know this from being around them for so long, there's a very physical aspect to the event, but then there's also a very psychological aspect to the event. And I mean, you can get some really fit people who are really fit and fast, but really struggle under pressure, or if you make them think, it kind of goes off the rails.
Sure.
So that was the other part. You can make the event a little more dynamic and a little more challenging if we're forcing you to think. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to me that first year how many people got to the checkpoint, saw a piece of candy, laughed, thought it was a joke, and left without it. And it was like, wow, interesting. Don't do that.
Nope, don't do that.
Do not. We've been joking, like if there's a scorpion, if there's 2,000 scorpions, you should figure out a way to grab one, put it in a Ziploc bag. By all means, don't get stung, but take it. I'll go back to what you said about the signs. There is a warning sign that a checkpoint is ahead. That's about 18 by 24 inches in size. Pretty good size, bright orange. And then when you get to the checkpoint, those signs are 24 inches wide by 36 inches tall. Right there. Like, people have missed them. I don't know how you miss it.
Yeah, I would say it's impossible, except I've missed one.
Did you really?
Well,
right, that one, yeah.
But that was a little different because it said checkpoint ahead, and there were so many in a row that I just wasn't counting them.
It was an odd. That one was not intentional, but we all kind of chuckled about it because after we figured out what happened, it's like, oh, that makes sense. That's diabolical.
Yep.
Talk about, so I put a section in here in the email about support crews, neutral support, and community. Mm-hmm. Did you see the email?
Yep.
Okay. In your words, I wrote words about it, but in your words, I mean, talk about the support crews, the neutral support, and just the community aspect of the event.
Yeah, I think that's what makes Marji so special, is that you have community that comes out. There's so many people out on the course cheering you on, offering aid. I've always had some sort of crew to help, but they're out there for everyone else too. So as long as you're out there helping everyone, then it's welcome. And there's people out there who have no one in the race and they're just out supporting. And that was like the big thing my first year running. This old guy kept showing up in the woods on his quad to check on me. I don't know who he was, but it was some local who just wanted to make sure I wasn't dead, I think.
To this day, do you know who it was?
I don't know. He showed up
Interesting.
at the finish line to make sure I finished too.
Really?
Yeah.
The interaction with the sport crews out there, would you say from your experience, because you've done it now many times, is there a sense that everybody is out there in it together, supporting each other?
For sure. Yep.
How many people have you run into that seem to not be on that page?
None that I can really think of.
Oh, that's good. That's good. How about the, I think support crews are a huge part of the event. Back, let's see, we're in 2025. We started in 15. When we kind of went to that next level of notoriety, which is around 17, after the NUE brought us into the series, after Jeremiah's video. So this was actually going into 18. So now we're on the radar. We caught some flack initially from like the legit self-supported community where it's literally like you can't take nothing from nobody, and you know what I'm talking about. So we took a little bit of flack, but the thing about this event has always been that we have genuinely said from the beginning that we're not here to help you. Mm-hmm. That's never changed. And really what we do today on event day is no different than it was in 2015. We approach it the same way every year. I could not anticipate the goodness that came from people because they were just like, man, these people are out there and they have no help. And they just started showing up, and then they started showing up in droves. And when we finally saw what was happening, it's like, we have legitimately not changed. People have showed up to help these participants get through a really tough time. It's created a really great culture around the event. Who are we to come in and squash it?
Yeah.
So we've let it go, and we kind of look at it like there's a self-supported ethos, but I guess it's Marji's own special way of, or Marji's own special version of it.
Yeah, and I think when you guys change it to community supported,
Yes.
I think that makes the most sense.
Yes. Yeah, because we're not trying to discredit like the other events that have that really hardcore self-supported approach. I think that's cool.
Totally different experience.
Totally different. Yeah. But yeah, it's just what it's done to the event is incredible. It's amazing. Talk about the community a little bit, because this is the one thing through putting events on for the last 11 years. It's getting more and more complicated every year. Just with land ownership and pressure on access and making sure that you're permitting with all the appropriate people. But then also beyond that, like an event organizer can dot all the I's and cross all the T's and still have things go off the rails if there's a negative interaction between a participant and somebody in the general public.
Sure.
Or, worst case scenario is that a runner or a biker within the event, runs into unknowingly, unannounced to him or her, a land owner or representative of an organization that owns the land and has a negative interaction. You've been a participant, but you're also a community member, right? From what I wrote and what you read from the email, do you have any of your own perspective on just the responsibility that we all have to ensure that we're representing the event well and not potentially compromising the experience for future participants?
Yeah, I think everyone out there needs to keep that in mind, from making sure you're staying on course and following the lines that are there and not blowing up trails, to making sure that your gel packets, whatever else, end up back in your bibs. It's your responsibility to make sure this event can keep happening.
Yeah.
So if you go out there and make a mess, you're not going to be welcome back.
Right.
And as someone who lives here, I do see the impact on the trails afterwards, and I go out and pick up garbage. But I also have seen like the impact on trails after races as far as new lines being created and stuff, because people try to cut corners.
Right.
And I would just say, integrity is everything. Do what you're supposed to do and don't make problems.
Do the right thing.
Yep.
So that's a great point. You and Greg have regularly not only done the event, but you've participated in setting the course, setting the signage, and cleaning up, which, by the way, thank you.
No problem.
Because that's a huge, part of the event that people just never see.
Yep.
Huge undertaking. How much post-event garbage have you found out there?
I mean, no more than any other race, but more than there should be.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times it just falls out. On bumpy trails, things fly out of pockets.
Right.
So be responsible and put things in zippers.
Yeah. I agree with you. So the last couple of years, we get comments or remarks in social media about garbage on the trail after the event. Ours isn't the only one that this is said about, but
No.
it's the one that I'm aware of because it's the one we run. And I think you're right. I don't think that anybody's out there like deliberately throwing trash on the trail, saying F you. I think it falls out of their pockets or they're going through a real bad section and it comes out of their hand.
Sure.
And then, maybe you're in a group of people. It's not like you can like grab the brakes. Could create an accident. Like, I think there's a lot of that. Mm-hmm. So we can't, as from an event perspective and even the participants, it's impossible for us to guarantee that after you've sent 1,600 people through the trails for 25 hours, it's impossible for us to say no garbage is going to be out there.
Oh, for sure.
I would hope, and I would let people, I would say that as soon as the event's done, Sunday morning at 8:30, we already have people on course starting to clean it. It will happen. It will get cleaned. I know you guys end up out there, over in the NT and North Trails. Give us a little time, and we will return it to the condition it was in from a garbage perspective. I'd say within 2 days, at least to where most of the garbage is off the tread. Signage is a different animal because it takes several days and passes because they're easy to miss.
For sure.
But even the signage, I'd say you give us 5 to 7 days, 95% of the stuff's going to be down. And the stuff that's still up, it's because we're missing it because we don't see it when we're going by it. Well, I brought up the signage. How well is the course marked?
I hope well, since I help with it.
Right. You'd be throwing yourself under the bus, right?
No, I think the course is marked well. Every turn is marked. You could still miss signs if you aren't paying attention.
Yes. We use wrong way signs. Mm-hmm. So in theory, if you do go the wrong way, you should see a sign that says wrong way.
Yeah, and I know people have complained that there are ways down the trail, but that's kind of on purpose because if you miss a turn, you're not going to know it immediately.
Yes.
So when I mark it, I put them a little ways down so you can see it up ahead.
Yes. I do the same thing. If you put it too close to a turn or an intersection, it visually becomes confusing, for people. I think it'd be easier to miss if it's too close. I think it does need to be down the trail.
Yeah.
And that's just bonus miles for you that we will not charge you for. We're going to be doing the 8 again. Well, we aren't. Marquette Mountain is in one up. Historically, it had been at the South Trails Pavilion from the beginning. And then last year that changed. Marquette Mountain did a great job. One Up did a great job with that aid station. So they're running it. I would say from my perspective as the person running the event, you should still come fully prepared to be self-supported on your own. If you're counting on stuff from them and then you get there and they're gone for some reason, which I don't think it will happen, but well, I don't know. I don't know what time you're going to be getting to Marquette Mountain, so maybe they will be. Don't plan on anybody else having your stuff for you. Mm-hmm. But the aid will be there again. I talked to Kurt. He's planning to be there. The Lake Enchantment piece. Did you see that about Lake Enchantment Road?
Yep.
Because I was in there last year too.
It was, yep.
We had a concern from somebody on Lake Enchantment 2 years ago after the event. And, I'm not out in the community on this day because we're going from start to finish. Mm-hmm. And then we're there until the end. But we got feedback that entire road, you couldn't move on it, and residents were having a hard time. And as soon as I got that word, I thought, this doesn't end well if we don't fix this, because somebody's not going to be happy. And on a linear point-to-point route, if you lose a connection, you can be in trouble. So, am I going to go out and police Lake Enchantment Road? No, I'm not going to. But we are asking people to do the right thing, find a place to support them, not on Lake Enchantment Road, because we've already had a concern from that community of residents, and we don't need more issues down there. And we've also put out, I think in the post I put out this morning with this clip, I also just encourage people, like, if you are in an area where there's a lot of support crews and support occurring, be cognizant of the impact it's having within the community and disperse if that's what needs to happen. Yeah. All right, so we got that. Race week email will come out. Race week on Monday. May or may not have GPX files.
Won't be the right ones. I can guarantee
And if it does, it won't be the right ones exactly. I think that's about the gist of it. The last piece in there, we're going to put out a call now that we're getting close to Labor Day weekend, volunteering. So the event, I want to say on average, we need about 140 volunteers to pull this off, which actually isn't that many when you consider how big the event is, but it is a lot of people. So in the email we put in there, and I'm going to put out a call to people, like if you're coming up into the area, with somebody that's trying to tackle the Marji, if you can help at a start line, cover a road crossing, help us at one of the starts, please do. We will encourage people to reach out and get involved. I mean, I think it's as hard, depending on what you're doing within the event, as a volunteer. I think it's dang hard just to volunteer for the Marji.
Volunteering is hard work.
It is. The people who do the Suffer Crew stuff every year with me at the finish line, like, oh man, I'm just blown away by them because they are so committed. A lot of them have done the Marji, so they've had their own personal experience with it. There's a few that haven't done it, but they just gravitate toward the environment.
Sure.
But the fact that they're out there from like Friday day or Friday night until Sunday morning until the last person comes in is it's pretty incredible. That part of this event never gets old. I mean, I'm getting old and it's getting a little harder to do it, but it's equally fun every year.
Yeah.
In doing it. Are we missing anything for somebody with like introduction to Marji?
Not that I can think of.
No? Mark? We missing anything from your perspective?
Know how to load your GPS file and or GPX file and know how to use your device.
There was a guy in 2017, I shit you not, at Forestville. He came up to me after the start. So we sent him out at 7:30, and he must have been walking up to me holding a box at 7:45 over by the pole barn. And it was his Garmin, still wrapped, never open. And he's like, "Can you help me use this?" And I'm like, "No, you're screwed."
Every year.
Yeah. So your experience, real quick, touch on the community piece, or just the community, the support crews. You've been out here and you've done the event multiple times. You've been a volunteer. Now you're working for the organization. You have a tattoo on the back of your leg, right? The Marji arrow.
Yep, 17.
You've marked yourself with the mark of the event. I mean, what to you? What does Marji mean to you?
Well, it was my introduction to an all-day single-track event, and yeah, the community is wonderful. I mean, there's nothing negative to say about anything that's going on from start to finish. From my perspective, it's just constant support in every direction that you look, and yeah, just all around, it's great.
Well, it kept you coming back.
It did. And I think it's just as satisfying to finish it as it is to volunteer, without a doubt.
Yeah. What's it like to run it? Because you've run the 50 start. You did it once, on your own as the lead, and then now the last couple of years you've been assisting, working with Stacy and the rest of the crew. Stacy Bolf. Mm-hmm. What's that? I don't know, is there a different perspective when you're there organizing and coordinating this morning for 500 people to head off into the woods?
When everything's clicking, yeah, it's great.
What do you mean? Sometimes things aren't all clicking?
Sometimes things fail.
Was there a generator problem last year that had you on edge?
Electricity seems to halt things very quickly when it's not readily available.
Power, or the lack thereof, is problematic. Well, you guys overcame it.
Yeah. You just need a person with a louder voice than the speakers in some cases.
Have you had an issue with power twice at the 50?
We have.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. No more. We won't.
We will not have problems with power again at the Marji Gesick 50 start.
Multiple.
Is that a quote? That's a quote.
I'm taking 2 generators.
Remember, we don't edit, so this is now out into the ether of the internet. All right, so let's talk. I want to dig in a little bit to Marji. Like, what's harder for you, or what is, in your mind, what is the harder part of Marji? Is it the physical aspect, physical side of it, or the mental?
That's a good question. I think it depends on if you're looking at like me now versus me when I first did it. So I would
2019,
say,
Kristy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say now, like trying to push for buckle, that's physical. It's not so much the mental. But I think when I was new to it, it was definitely mental. Because the cutoff's long enough that even as a beginner rider, if you're committed to moving forward, you're going to finish.
I agree with that. And the cutoff has been set intentionally from the beginning to be that. Mm-hmm. Like if you are AFI, you will finish.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's because you weren't.
Right.
How is Kristy 2025 different from Kristy 2019?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I've just been kind of continuing the course of staying on it. And
has your training changed? Has your approach to the event changed?
It hasn't.
No?
Mm-mm. No, I've had the same coach since 2017 that I use for running. He still coaches me for biking, and he knows me really well. He knows what I need as far as mileage and what I can handle and what I can't, which is why I trust him.
Okay.
So no.
Training load. Mm-hmm. So Kristy comes to do the 2019 Marji Gesick 100-mile run. You train for that. Mm-hmm. Now, the current version of Kristy's been training to buckle. How are those two training plans different? Or the amount of time in it different? Like, I'm curious, is there a change, or is volume the same?
For running, I always was able to get away with low mileage. I was just one of those runners that could peak at 60 miles and win a 100-miler. Not a lot of people can do that. I think a lot of it comes down to doing CrossFit, being strong. I think that helped me get away with that. And if I tried to push higher mileage, I would just get injured. So that's why I always stayed low mileage.
Higher miles running. Yeah.
Whereas with biking, I've been able to push the time in the saddle and push the mileage without any consequences. Mm-hmm. So I would say that's a little different. It's definitely more training time on the bike versus running for me.
So CrossFit or strength training is part of your training?
It is. I do it less now than what I used to.
And you feel, even now with maybe a reduced load, you feel like it's contributing to your success?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth with that. From a just trying to buckle standpoint, probably a little less muscle mass would probably be beneficial.
Yeah.
But I'm also turning 40 in 2 months, and I don't want to lose muscle mass.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
So we have. So from a life standpoint, it's beneficial, and I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah. I think it is good for you. And, especially, I think, so I think you're right. Like on the pointy end where you're trying to buckle, mm-hmm. There's probably an argument for it being a bit of a liability.
Yeah.
From just the mass weight. If you're what most people are that come to do the Marji, and you're just like Joe from Iowa, I think strength training is a huge benefit.
Yeah, I agree.
Your physical durability, just like the mental toughness too, that comes from lifting heavy stuff. I saw, did you put a video or a picture up of yourself deadlifting like in the last month or so?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was, I think maybe it was a PR or something, but it just, that, when you get into that deadlift and especially if you're lifting heavy weight, to me, it's different. Like when I'm riding a bike, training on a bike, there's still an element like I'm outside and I love being outside. It could be the worst day, the worst weather, the worst training session, and I can find a glimmer of something I really enjoy. But when I go up to a barbell to deadlift and it's just you and that stupid ass weight, it's hard for that to be fun. So it's just mentally, I think that it gives you something that's truly beneficial, whether it's in life or at Marji Gesick.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Or some other event. So is your strength training routine today pretty much the same as it was 6 years ago?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I've cut back a little bit, like I said, and now that I'm getting into higher mileage, I only go to the gym probably twice a week. Yeah. In the off season, I'll go back up to 4 times. But yeah, still the same.
Core emphasis? Are you just doing the big compound movements, or what do you spend time on, or is it just whatever coach says to do?
It's whatever coach says to do for the most part.
What does coach like you to do?
We have a pretty good program at Foxfire is the name of the gym now.
Okay.
And we focus on the main 3 lifts: deadlift, bench, and squat, and then get into some sort of metcon afterwards that pushes the heart rate up. And I think that's honestly where it's been really beneficial for me is CrossFit's the only place that I hit my max heart rate. I don't hit my max heart rate on a bike.
Interesting.
On a trainer maybe, but not out on the trails.
Interesting. Not even in event.
No. No, especially not like Marji. And maybe Iceman.
Oh, yeah. Did you race that last year?
Yeah. Don't remind me. I hate that race.
Oh, why? What's wrong?
Oh, it's just not what I'm good at. It hurts.
Because of the distance? The shortness of the distance?
Yeah, it's just fast. It's just so fast.
Where were you at? Where'd you finish?
I think like 15th. I don't know.
And what do you think you'd have to change to finish higher?
Lose all my muscle. It's all watts per kilogram. That's all that matters in that race.
Right. Yeah.
Ride a road bike.
Yeah, that's not going to be.
I have no interest. I'm not going to lie. No interest in getting good at that.
Yeah. That doesn't seem like your wheelhouse.
No, I'm signed up to single speed it this year.
Oh, yeah?
That sounds like more fun.
Pro?
No.
Okay.
Wave start.
Okay. That'll probably be fun. I think you'll enjoy that.
I think so too.
Iceman, though, is always kind of like, what is the weather, too? Because that one seems to be so variable.
Yeah.
We've been, knock on wood, super lucky for Marji. I mean, we've had like that one thunderstorm at midnight, 2019 or whatever it was. But really, besides that, I can't think of epic weather that we've had. Crusher's been the one that has been more synonymous with like just crappy weather. But Marji, not yet.
Nope. It rained on me one year. I forget what year it was. In the middle of the day, we had a thunderstorm.
Biking?
Yep.
Did it rain on you when you ran in 19 or not?
No, it was just really hot and humid.
Okay. That also seems to be a theme for Marji, that we will hit like the one day in September that it goes up to 80.
Yeah.
And the humidity is spiking and it's killing you. I think humidity at the event is something that is underappreciated for how many people end up texting quitters, because the temps might be low enough that they don't feel super hot, but the humidity is high enough. They're just purging hydration and not replacing it. And then by the time they realize it, it's too late and they aren't coming back.
Yeah, for sure. You can't get behind. If you get behind on hydration and nutrition, you're in trouble.
No. I was going to ask you what you use for lights, but you're never out there when you need to use lights.
Oh, I still need lights. Outbound.
Outbound?
Yeah.
That seems to be. Do you use outbound?
I've got an up one set coming with the new bike.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people using that.
They're great. We've used them for a long time.
Interesting. I have not yet. I have to check it out. Can we talk about the buckle?
Sure.
So you're, obviously it's not a secret, right? You're aspiring to buckle. Why?
I think a big part of it is just to prove that women can get that buckle. Like, I know it's doable. If I can get close, there's at least a dozen other ones out there that can definitely get it. It just got to show up and try. And I think if people don't say they're trying, it's not going to happen. Like, you have to make an effort to go for it. You're not going to accidentally buckle this race.
Do you think some people don't say that they're trying to buckle because they don't want to put it out there?
Oh, for sure. I think people are afraid of failure. I think that's huge.
Why do you think that a woman has not buckled yet?
You know, I've looked at the percentages, and I think a big part of it is there's just not that many women that do this race. Like, when you look at how many women compared to guys do it, less than one should buckle every year, looking at percentages.
Right.
And on top of that, we haven't had a lot of pro women come to this race year after year. You know, you have on the guy side, you have people like Acker that come back every year. You have, I don't know, there's lots of guys that do it every year, the buckle. And that just hasn't happened with the top women, the pros. So I'm excited for this year because we finally have pro women coming back 2 years in a row.
That's good.
I think that'll make a really big difference.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Why do you think the pro women aren't coming?
Yeah, that's a good question. Partially because it's a hard race and there's not a payout, I think is a big part. You're risking injury for what?
Right. That makes sense.
So I think
I can see the math on that.
Yeah, I think that's a component. Part of it too is maybe being a little afraid of the course. It is a really tough course. And I think there's a lot of really good riders out there who have the power output to buckle that maybe don't have the technical skill for this type of trail. Because if you don't ride here, like Ramba is pretty unique. Yeah. It's just different. You know, I was talking to Julie after the race last year and talking about her bike setup and stuff. And she's like, yeah, I think there's some things I would change to be better here. And she just wasn't prepared for exactly what it was.
Any idea what it was that she would have changed?
She ran a 100 mil fork. I think she has put on a 120 now.
Okay. Is she coming back?
She is. Yeah.
Is she from Arizona?
I think so.
I think
she's a super strong rider.
Yeah,
because she flew by me last year.
I talked to her at the finish line last year. I'm pretty sure it was Arizona.
I think so. Somewhere out west.
So who do we have coming in, do you think, that is a potential buckle contender?
Julie.
Yep.
Sid.
Yep.
And I guess Kate Boyle, I hear, is coming back.
Yeah, I might have had an email from her.
Yeah. So actually the four of us have been talking. We plan to get together and to come up with a plan and to at least try and stick together as much as we can.
So you must, you probably think that, like, for you, you live here, so you can get out and you can get reps on the course, right? Mm-hmm. You can get a real sense of what the mental map is. Probably a liability for somebody who doesn't live here to not get it to some degree. Yeah,
I think, that's my benefit is definitely knowing the course. I mean, I can ride that course without looking at a GPX file.
Yeah.
I just know it. But all three of those ladies are stronger riders than I am. So I'm just going to hang on to their wheel until Ramba. I said, you get me to Ramba in 6.5 hours, I can get you a buckle. I promise. I can pull you the rest of the way. I know that stuff and I'm fast in it. But man, I don't have the power output like they do.
So you're working together?
That's the goal. I mean, none of us are going to wait for each other. So I got to hang on tight for the first 60 miles.
Sure. But the intent at least sounds like there's a little bit of collaboration going on and an attempt to work together to try to break that.
Yeah.
That's good. Has that happened before?
Has not. Sid and I rode a bunch last year on accident together, but it wasn't planned.
During the event. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why do you think it hasn't happened before?
I think women are weird about competition. I think that's
so are guys.
One thing. But with Marji, there's so many guys out there that are at buckle pace that you don't have to do this.
Right.
But the real hard thing with women buckling is when we start this race, the guys who are buckling are way ahead of us from the start. It starts with 5 miles of just putting power down, and they have way higher power output than we do.
Right.
So you end up falling behind. We hit top of the world 30th-ish place, top 12 buckle. Mm-hmm. And then you hit the single track going at the pace of the guy that's in 30th instead of the guy that's in 10th. And you're kind of stuck to some extent. I mean, I think some of it comes down to being confident enough to say, hey, I got to get by.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of it is, in a group of 4 women, that's going to be a lot easier to have a pack of 4 passing versus just one.
Right.
Because some of those guys in the upper mid pack aren't great about wanting a woman to get by them.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm telling you, like the pro guys are awesome to ride with.
Sure.
They never think, oh, you're a woman, you can't ride trail. But that like middle of the pack, like the upper middle of the pack guys, a lot of them have a chip on their shoulder and they don't want to get chicked. So
I don't like that.
no, neither do I. It's
No.
annoying.
Gives guys a bad rap. That's bullshit.
And it's not everyone. Some are awesome to ride with, but I have had a few interactions on the trail where it's
I can see it.
not great.
I can see it. Well, we have a good group of women coming. I mean, I remain hopeful that it's going to happen. And I think it will. I think you're right on the money that the first thing you need women that are willing to step up and put it out there. I'm going for it, and in believing in it. It's, as you know, it's been, this number that there's been pockets that have wanted us to change it. And then there's pockets that say, no, don't change it. And I'm definitely firmly in the group of don't change it. It was never a number that was put out that was actually tied to any type of gender.
Right. It's just a challenge.
It's just a challenge that was put out to anyone who wanted to accept it.
Yeah, and I don't know how you change it now either, because if you change it to 13 hours, then what do you do for the people who have finished under 13 in the past or whatever,
Well,
It just is what it is.
I think it is what it is. I think that in our current social climate, people are accustomed to being able to complain about something and it changes.
Sure.
Cracker Barrel just went through that. No, I'm just kidding. But we're not going to change it for that. If I looked at it and thought that there was some fundamental flaw in the way that we established it, if it had been firmly tied to somehow gender, which, by the way, I mean, neither Danny or I are smart enough to make decisions that complicated driven by gender and science. It was a number. It was the Danny Hill Challenge. Mm-hmm. That's literally what it was. We don't think you can do it. And we didn't say we don't think women can do it. We said blanket.
Don't think anyone can.
We don't think anybody can do it. So I will celebrate the hell out of it when it finally happens. And it will happen.
I agree.
You just got to keep taking a crack at it.
As long as the course doesn't keep getting harder.
Well, there is that, right?
It gets longer every year. And some of that's not on you guys. I'm riding the course and you get to a section of trail that used to be like a fast downhill and now it's a mile of switchbacks. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This was a 20-second descent that's now 2 minutes long.
Yeah. I think the only stuff I know that, we're sort of responsible for is within the event would be they've made a concerted effort to try to get more and more off the 2-track, in the single track.
Which I love. I think that's great.
Which is great. But it isn't necessarily the flowiest, nicest single track that they're putting in there either. So some of that I think is, from a speed perspective to the detriment of the rider. But I don't know. I mean, this year's course, I'm just not aware of many real, what I would consider significant changes to it.
Sure.
I can't think in Ramba. Can you think of anything since last year's event to this year?
Yeah, Stonehenge changed.
Well, Stonehenge changed, right. But is that like a big time?
Yeah. It's an extra minute.
It's an extra minute, yeah.
Because of the switchbacking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's happened, on top of the world. You got switchbacks coming down. It's happened in South Trails.
Yeah.
Know that. So, I mean, those 3 right there are 5 minutes on the course.
Yeah. It adds up.
It all adds up. Yep.
Well, you're going to have to be faster.
I know. Dang it.
What's Greg doing? Supporting?
Support. Yep.
Is dad going to be here?
I don't know if they're going to be up here for this. I don't think so.
Where are the boys going to be?
They'll be at home with my parents. My cousin from Joey's coming. My cousin Joey from Florida is coming up again.
Coming back.
He's doing the 100.
He did the 50 last year.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Good. How's he feeling?
Oh, I think he's terrified. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. So he didn't come back last year. Was there a reason why?
I think he needed a year to wrap his head around it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And he's been training for it?
He has. Yeah. We went down there in March for spring break and he had not been training. And I wrote him up a training plan when we were down there and he's been following it.
Good for him.
So
that's very nice of you.
We'll see how good of a coach I am.
The 100. Any idea what he's hoping for?
Finish.
Just to finish.
Finish, yeah.
So 25 hour. Mm-hmm. Did he come to camp or not?
No.
No. How was camp this year?
It was great. It's my favorite weekend of the year. I love Marji Camp.
Yeah, I think that weekend's turned into a really cool weekend.
The course is really fun to just ride.
Right. Without the pressure of the race.
No pressure.
No buckle over your head.
Not pushing your heart rate up. Just go ride and have fun and mess around. Try climbs 10 times.
Yep. the community that's formed around it, it's like its own little community within the community, because we've got so many coaches that have just continued to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. I actually think it adds to the value of the camp, obviously, because people have been doing it for years. It's always interesting to see the different, like I'll say, classes, of new people, the fresh meat that come in, and just to watch their progression mentally from Thursday night into Friday morning, into the evening. And normally by the end, they're all pretty well spent.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the Marji Camp weekend?
Just riding the trails with everyone. It's just fun to go out there and session stuff.
It's been cool to add the kids in. We've only got a couple groups because we don't have a lot of space, but it's been kind of neat. The group of kids that we had this year seemed really engaged. Not that kids in the past haven't been, but even at the campfire talks.
I noticed that at the question and answer.
Lots of Q&A, lots of questions from the kids, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
So hopefully that continues to grow, because it's cool to see the next generation of bucklers.
Yep. There's some fast ones coming.
There are.
My generation doesn't do it. Give it 10 years.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast these kids are getting.
Oh, I know. I coach MCIC, so I see it.
It's so wild.
It's wild.
I mean, they're faster than most adults.
Yep. And we've got 50% women.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's awesome.
That is awesome. Wisconsin has a good league there.
Yeah.
They do a nice job.
Good experience.
Yeah. And you're racing all the kids in that league, well, all the kids in the NICA league in general. A lot of them are fast. We had Corbin, who was, alumni of MCIC and 906.
Yep. He
buckled last year. Yep. I think he's the only one so far. Yeah, but that was cool. That was very cool. Favorite memory from Marji? Do you have one? Do you have something that sticks out amongst all the Marji memories?
I mean, I don't know if it's a favorite, but I have one that sticks out. That'd be Mark telling me to go back up because I forgot the token. I thought for sure he was messing with me. I mean, I probably stood there for 5 minutes like, are you serious?
I've seen that look from other.
Forget that.
I've seen that look from other people. Was it that you thought he was messing with you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
I knew I did the whole course. Like I knew I went to the top of Jasper Knob.
Right.
And I know the signs are huge. I'm like, I didn't miss one.
Right. Or did I?
Or did I? And at some point he said, look, I don't know if you told me or someone else, they said, look left. And then I was like, I went up the whole way because there was 3 in a row on the right. So then I knew he wasn't messing anymore.
Do you know who Chuck Thompson is?
The name sounds familiar, but.
He's been a Marji Camp coach for a few years.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys have seen each other, probably, exchange waves or middle fingers. He came to the finish line, this is a couple of years ago, and he came up to me. I happened to be there, and he handed me his tokens. And I was like, you're missing one. It might have been the same year, actually. It might have been the year with the On Your Left bucket. And he had the same thing. He thought I was fucking with him. And I had to convince him. I'm like, I am not kidding. You missed a token. And then it was like, he had this short moment where he was like mad. It went from like disbelief to mad. And he's like, fuck it. I know I did it. And I just stood there looking at him. I didn't move. I didn't, no emotion. And I was like, no, Chuck, get your ass back there. And then it was like, fuck, fine. And he went back and he did it. But I thought he was going to quit with the token. Only what, a mile? Is it a mile and a half?
Yeah, not far, less than 2.
Yeah, it's not far. Oh man, if he would have quit, I would have just died. But he didn't. We talked about that, I think, this year back at camp. Yeah, it's, I guess it can happen. The biggest thing I've seen with an issue with checkpoints was when we introduced the candy that first year.
Yeah.
What was that? We did have that one guy. I'd shared the story through the Facebook page. God, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Anyway, he got to it was that year with On Your Left. He got to the finish line and he had missed one. And it was like right before a cutoff. It was in the morning and he got mad and he was just like throwing stuff and he was done. He's not doing it. And then he had extreme remorse.
I bet.
Within a week of the event, and sent me a message just beside himself Because he did have a lot of time to go back, and he could have been a finisher. But the emotion, probably the fatigue, got the best of him, and he quit. Yeah. Did you remember hearing that story?
I did, yeah.
And then the culmination of that poor bastard was he ended up again the next year at the finish line in the same position. Did you know that?
Serious? No. He missed one again?
2 years in a row.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I had to go back again.
Did he go back the second time?
He did.
Lesson learned.
He did. When I was the guy there, because he came up, it was like, all right, we'll have this come full circle. I'll check his tokens. He'll be a finisher, and we'll put the past behind us, right? We'll have this moment. The moment was, you're fucking missing one. And his face was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, well, the good news is it's only a mile back there. And he went back. Just crazy. Kids, has your son done mini yet? Does he have any aspirations to do it?
He has not done the mini.
No? Okay.
No.
Has it come up at all?
It has. He wanted to do it the year before you guys changed the course. We were set for him to do the mini, and then you switched it to the last 18. And I decided he wasn't ready. So he probably would be fine now.
Yeah. How old is he now?
10.
Would you send him out there alone? Or would you send somebody with him?
No, I would send someone with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good answer. Has he brought it up at all?
No.
No. That's right. God, it turns into such a blur. I forgot that we had been doing the mini up to Jackson Park.
Yeah. It used to be kind of easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of jerks.
Now you made it the hardest part of the course.
The worst kids race in the country.
Yeah.
That's what we've jokingly dubbed it. Although some adults get worked up when we call it a kids race. It's a joke, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if somebody comes to do, and I've said this from the beginning and I'll say it until the end. If you do the mini, the 50, the 100, the duathlon, the out and back, like to me, just showing up to do something.
Yeah. Pushing yourself, right?
Yeah. If you're finding your limits, man, you got my respect. I don't care how long it is.
I signed up for the mini the first year on a bike.
Right.
That's where I was at.
Right. I see nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's people actually that will apologize for what they signed up to do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like, why are you apologizing? Maybe the guy that's sitting on the couch at home not doing it should be the one apologizing. Not you. You're out here you're in the mix. Marty from, I think she's from the West End. She did the mini last year. She's like 65 or something.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody happier. You would have thought that she'd won the 100. It was so awesome.
Heck yeah.
So good. Have you been at the finish line in the morning on Sunday when people finish?
Sunday morning. No, I've been there pretty late Saturday night. After I ran, I stayed for Greg to finish the bike. Okay. But I've never been there Sunday morning. One
of these days you'll be there. Maybe as a Suffer Crew volunteer.
Probably.
After you get your buckle.
This might be my last year trying, so maybe next year.
You think so?
I don't know. I think I need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many years has it been that you've been gunning for it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
3?
It's always been a goal, right?
Sure.
Whether I thought it was possible or not is a different story. But I have said I'm going to try and work up to that. So I would say every year I've tried to get faster.
It seems, I mean, this year, obviously you're serious. Last year you were serious.
Yeah.
I think the year before that you were probably serious.
Yeah. I mean, I've been seriously trying as hard as I can every year. So,
yeah.
I knew this would take 5 years to work up to just from where I was at. You know, you're not going to become someone who could do the course in 12 hours overnight.
Yeah. That's a good approach to have because, so many people want immediate gratification and something like what you're trying to do that's just not the way it works.
No.
Like you got to work at it and you got to be dedicated and almost minorly obsessed by it.
Yeah. Which starts weighing on family and stuff after 4 years of it.
Yeah. Yeah. We should have brought Greg in here to ask him questions.
You don't want to know.
How much of a conversation piece is it around the house?
It's a pretty big one. I think he's ready for me to be done trying this year. Yeah.
What will you do? Will you, let's say you don't Suffer Crew. I mean, would you do like the mini with your
for
kids?
Sure. Yep. Or even like do the 50 on a single speed or the 100 on a single speed, just not racing. It just takes a whole nother level to try and go after that buckle.
Yeah.
Just doing these races for fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I want to be.
Imagine that. Just going out to enjoy yourself, not kill yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. What do you put? You want to put odds on Kristy getting the buckle?
I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'd really like to see it.
Yeah. We're all
I
a
might do
big
better
fan.
if you all say it's not possible. Let's pull Dave Whaley in here.
Oh, Whaley, back up the bus. I know there's a lot of people pulling.
There's been incredible support out there. I will say that.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
It would be, I would like to see you do it because you're from here.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see somebody do it, but my vote's for you.
I appreciate it. I just want to see someone do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
If a
And if
woman
you
gets
don't,
it, I'll be happy.
then somebody else needs to do it.
Yep.
We need to stop hearing that it's impossible.
Yep.
Make it possible.
It's possible.
How was Greg's and Dad's and everybody's Crusher experience was good?
It was.
Did they
yeah.
think it was cool for you to, you synced up with them, right?
I did. Yeah. So I met them, I don't know, 10 miles in, probably the first checkpoint. I was waiting at the bridge for him. And we rode till the rocket launch site. And then I took off because I had to do all the extra single track at the end.
And then they got in before you did.
No.
No? Mm-mm. No, that's right. They came in afterwards.
Yeah, I was starting to get a little worried.
That's right.
I had pushed pretty hard on all the single tracks. I knew I had double the distance to do from there as them, and I didn't want to miss them coming in. So,
Yeah, you were looking pretty spent when you came in,
a long 5 days on a bike.
as you would expect. How did that? Because you've done. What was your previous Crusher
I did 300 last year.
last year?
And then before that, in 2020, Greg and I did the Fist. So I had done the 225 EX,
Right.
the 100, and all those.
Talk about for a moment. Just compare the 350 and the 500.
Oh gosh, so different. I mean, the 350 was like a joyride. It was so
I was gonna say you came out of that 350 and you were just like, that was so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy miles.
Yep.
You know, only one night camping, or none, I guess, if you didn't want to. But I
Right.
camped one night.
Yep.
And we had great weather. I mean, it was like 70 and sunny.
It was. The whole thing was.
Yeah. I think that was the huge thing with the 500 this year is like, okay, the course was hard. We had a lot of single track, but the weather was miserable. I mean,
Yeah.
50 in rain when you're riding Rambo with a loaded bike.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That
just
sucks.
that's not nice. No.
50 in rain in July.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
UP.
I mean, I never thought I'd have to worry about hypothermia
Right.
in July.
Did you end up having concerns that you'd have hypothermia?
I was terrified. That was part of why every night I stopped by dark because I just did not want to be out riding in the dark in the rain. I was worried I'd get wet and wouldn't be able to warm up.
Yeah. Do you, when you get wet and cold, do you struggle to maintain
I do.
body temperature?
Yeah.
Have you had, when we've ridden in bad conditions like that, you good in cold conditions?
As long as you can keep moving.
Keep moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really the whole thing is
The key.
just what am I prepared to stop moving?
Yeah.
You know, and as long as I feel comfortable with that,
Right.
I'll stay moving
Yeah.
until I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Those two, the 350 and the 500 were radically different experiences. And then the weather, on top of it too, they couldn't be much more different.
Yeah. Very different.
And there was no single track in the 350. Do you have any way of sort of mentally comparing the 350 to the 225 that you did?
That's tough because the year I did the 225 was when I was brand new to biking. So like we went out and did the 50 first or the
Right.
40, I guess.
Yep.
That was the longest I ever rode a bike for. Then we did
Yeah.
the 100 and that was the longest I ever rode a bike for. So I was like not prepared at all when we did the 250,
Yep.
225. So I mean, that was like real hard for me. I think if I did it now, it would be a completely different experience.
Oh, for sure.
So
sure.
it's hard to compare the two.
Yeah. And they're so far removed too. They're so far apart.
I just remember on that 225, we were like 80 miles in and I was like done. And then we hit lawns and the storm was rolling in because
Yeah.
we did it the year or the weekend of the bad storm.
Oh, was that the weekend it was supposed to be for the mass start with everybody else or?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So it was just one of the weekends with,
It was just like
Bad weather.
the horrible weather weekend.
yeah, that whole summer
Yeah, I mean, it had poured out on us at the start, and then
Yep.
a really bad storm rolled in when we left Lance, and it was like the wind was so strong, it was pushing us uphill up Bashiki grade, which was kind of nice. But trees were coming down next to us, which was terrifying.
Yeah, that happened multiple times in 2020 where the weather was just crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
Trees coming down, like during that, what would have been the mass start weekend when 100 and some people were out
It may
there.
have been that weekend.
Maybe it was because there were trees coming down all over the place.
Yeah,
Just crazy.
people hiding out in the outhouse.
Yes, the Pashiki Inn.
Yep. I
How long did it take you and Greg to do the 225?
think like 33 hours.
Oh, that's a good time. That course has changed a lot from 2020. Majorly different in a good way. Well, or a bad way, depending on.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it again. I like the EX stuff.
That course, he and I both agreed, it's the best 225 we've ever put out.
Yeah.
It's so varied. God, that course is fantastic.
And the Huron Mountain stuff is my favorite. Like on the 500
Yeah.
course, that was my favorite part to ride. I love it out there.
It's an awesome area.
It's just special.
It is.
I don't know. I don't know how else to word it.
Yeah, lots of history. It's just cool. It's cool as shit. And it needs to stay wild.
Yeah, it wouldn't be cool if it didn't feel wild.
Exactly. We don't want to be punching roads into that.
No.
You got any singular Crusher moment that sticks out from all the Crusher moments?
Singular Crusher moment. I think the 225 with rolling out of Lance with the lightning coming down, and it was, I think that'd probably be it.
That's memorable.
Wild. It was really memorable. Especially when like the storm started to stop around 4:00 in the morning. You come down from that high. All of a sudden I was like riding, trying to hold my eyes open because my adrenaline had been pumping for 4 hours.
Right. Yeah.
So that was wild.
So you and Greg both do a lot of this stuff, the endurance, the adventure, big events. So the kids are around this all the time. You have any sense of how what you're doing, how what Greg does, how it influences the kids?
I don't know. I mean, I think that they see us do this stuff and they think anything's possible. Brantley signs up for the Crusher 40 and he knows he's going to finish it. Like he knows he's not going to quit.
Is that like the first year that he did it in Munising?
He did it twice in Munising and then once this year. So this is his third year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has no doubt going into it, he can do it.
Yeah. And he knows quitting's not an option. Like he sees that and knows that.
Is that because that's the culture of the house?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always sort of wondered about that. Just, like kids are doing kid things, right? So there's some things they're not going to pick up on or they're oblivious to or they just don't give a crap about. Mm-hmm. But if you're raising them around certain activities, like, I don't know, sometimes I think that whether they get it in that moment or not, it may inform them down the road. You just don't know when it might light up. I also think, though, if you have that real good culture in the house of, finishing what you start and not quitting and working hard, like that's positive.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it goes over their heads, but you hear them say things every once in a while and you're like, oh, that's sticking.
Right.
Like he'll remind me, Crusher's not a race, Mom.
Yep.
I'm like, you're right. It's not.
Yep. So they pick up on it. How competitive is he?
He doesn't love to race. He is a great rider. He's crazy skilled. But no, when he does compete, he does real well.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a lot of drive to race.
He just wants to ride through.
Just wants to go ride and have fun.
Puddles and rivers.
Just fine by me. I'm not pushing him to race.
Yeah. Where's Greg fall on that?
The same thing.
Yeah.
Let's just go have fun as a family. And if you end up wanting to race, we'll support you. And if you don't, that's okay too.
Right. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. He's been playing other sports. He plays baseball and hockey and I don't know. It's interesting because he could be a really, really competitive endurance rider or runner if he wanted to be. And maybe he will when he gets older. The endurance stuff I think is tough for kids to get on board with because who wants to hurt?
Yeah.
At that age, you don't understand type 2 fun.
Right.
But he's really talented at those things, but instead he chooses like hockey and baseball, which he's less talented at. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's fine. We'll support him.
So you mentioned that you coach kids.
Yeah.
And where do you find time for that?
Oh, I just make time. If you make time, you can figure it out.
You've been doing it a couple of years now?
Yeah, I think this is my 4th year coaching.
Okay. What do you get from it?
I can see that the girls are getting more confident. We have a lot of really top female riders, like people like Sam Paternoster and now Leah Robinson. She's a middle school rider who's like accelerating so fast with her skills and everything.
Yep.
And it's been really fun to help those girls and to watch them conquer stuff that they didn't think they can do.
Would you agree that you think it's important if you can, like if you're in your position and you have the time to coach, you think it's important to invest that time if you have it in the kids?
Yeah, of course.
Why?
Because if you aren't a positive influence on them, they're going to be influenced by someone else. And what is that influence going to look like?
Yeah. Yeah. So like Leah's not your daughter, and you're working with, well, none of your kids are in the program, right?
Nope.
But you're still dedicating your time to that, to helping them be better and helping create a positive environment and a competitive and successful team, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fantastic. It's interesting because, here we're lucky. You've got MCIC for racing. Mm-hmm. You've got 906 with the bike club. You've got Little Bellas, right? Does that cover all the bases or is there anything else? I think Deb Leaf does something with like Little Rascals or something.
Yeah, on Ishpeming. And then there's Start the Cycle.
Yes, Start the Cycle.
Yep.
Lots of options for kids.
Yeah.
And
all the bases are covered.
Yeah. And each group seems to have its own niche, which is great. And I also know that not all communities are as fortunate as ours is to have all those options, especially in the cycling arena.
For sure.
For a wide range of kids and families, which is pretty damn awesome.
And I think the reason that we have such a high percentage of women in our program, 50% girls, is because of what we have in the youth. If we didn't have 906, you wouldn't see 50% female participation.
Yeah. That number is just really rare.
Yeah, the other teams don't have it. I mean, that's part of why MCIC has won the title the last 2 years is because we have so many competitive girls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a great thing. Do you know what their average is for female participants? Any idea?
I don't think it's above 25%.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. It's always been really interesting because, for us, we've talked about it for a long time. I'm going to say 43% of the participants this year, kids, were female. Mm-hmm. And then probably the same, right in the same ballpark for female leaders. And it just, outside of Marquette, you just don't see it a lot.
I agree.
Our satellite teams, well, what's interesting is even the other adventure teams outside of Marquette, the ratios vary.
Okay.
So you might get one community that for whatever reason is male heavy, but then you'll get other teams where there's hardly a male on the team, like in the leadership. So it's really interesting. We haven't, because we don't have time to just sit around and crunch data, we haven't crunched it, but I like to look at it in the spring a lot of times just to get a sense, like, where are we at? Where are our numbers at? Where are they going? And how does each of the teams compare? And when you get outside of Marquette, it's different. But even globally, we're still at 43% female spread across 3 states. So we just got to keep building on it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think having all the kids riding together is so important. Yeah. I think that's part of what makes 906 so different from programs elsewhere is a lot of times the boys and girls are separate. And I think you're not building confidence when you do that.
Yeah.
And then when they get older, they're afraid to ride with the boys.
Right.
Or the boys are being jerks to them.
Right.
So
yeah, that has been a big part of the program is having them boys and girls riding together. Mm-hmm. And I love it because I do think that in that younger, K through 12, but probably more like elementary and early middle school, girls have a hesitation. They don't know if they belong or if they can hang with the boys, but you put them on the trail with those boys, they can ride.
Yeah.
And you can just see it, like it just flips. The switch flips when they're like, wow, I can hang with these guys.
It happened with Sam Paternoster when we put her up with the varsity boys. She was the only one riding with those boys for a while last year or the year before, maybe it was.
Yeah.
And at first she was a little hesitant. And by the end of the season, the guys were like, "Oh, Sam, you go first because you'll make the climb and I won't." And she killed it.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's just a little different approach, doing things a little different and then yielding different results.
And it teaches those boys that girls can ride.
Absolutely. And if you can put them in a positive environment where they're then supported by, just good fundamental character attributes and how to treat one another, just good adult guidance. And it's not like kids are going to be perfect because they're not. That's part of working with kids.
Right.
It's not always going to go well. And you just roll with it.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it doesn't always go well when you're working with adults.
Sometimes kids are easier.
They can be less complicated.
Yep.
That is 100% true. So after Marji, you said you were doing Iceman.
Yeah. Single speed.
What's after Iceman?
I don't know. Haven't decided.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to start running a little bit more.
Yeah.
I volunteer every year for Trail 50.
Yep.
And I kind of get the itch every year after volunteering.
You've done it?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few years back?
Yeah. I used to run all these races
Right.
quite a bit. So, yep. I've done Trail 50 several times. I want to do the 50 miler. I haven't finished that.
From the MT50?
From Trail 50. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So maybe a little break from biking?
I mean, I'll still bike.
Yeah. When do you and the coach normally start looking at, okay, is it like after Iceman?
Yeah. January.
Going into the next
Probably
year?
take
January?
like a month off of just relax, do what you want to do, and then we'll start thinking about the next year.
Gotcha. How many coaches did you say what's the name of the company?
Trail Transformation.
Trail Transformation. Mm-hmm. One coach, one person,
I think
multiple?
they have 4.
Okay. Interesting. And running and biking in all disciplines?
They were mainly a running coaching until I think I started biking, and now I think they do coach some multi-sport athletes. They've got one of their guys is a really good cross country skier, so they do coaching for that as well. But mostly running.
Do you see any of the how prevalent is coaching right now, like professional coaching within that youth group?
I don't know. Some of them have a coach. Yeah, I
Some
wouldn't say
do,
it's
some
prevalent.
don't.
Maybe 10%.
Yeah, okay.
Not a lot.
That would make more sense.
I don't think it's necessary at that age personally, but
No, I struggle with that one.
yeah.
Rob Lee, he and I have talked about it in the past, and he's part of the British cycling organization, and he's always been an advocate of saying that he doesn't think the kids should be programming with like traditional training programs.
Yeah, the only reason I would maybe push a kid to have a coach is if I think they're overtraining on their own.
100%. We had that happen. That was one of the first years that we were working with kids, and we lost one of the kids, and it was a girl. And it was just because she was doing too much between cycling and other sports, way too much, burned out.
Yep.
And really took I don't know if she still rides or not, but I know she stopped racing altogether.
Yeah.
And that
Can
sucked.
ruin it.
That sucked.
Yeah.
It did. It ruined it, which kind of ruined it for me for a year, because that's not what we're there to do. It was like counter mission.
Yep.
Yeah. It sucked. What else is new in the world of Kristy McBride? How's it work?
I don't really work, but
But you're a vet, right?
yeah, I go back down to Charlevoix like once a month for herd check on one farm down there. And I coach CrossFit.
Okay.
So that's all I do.
So you do coach CrossFit here locally? Mm-hmm. Oh, which place?
Foxfire was Blackfly. Now it's Foxfire.
Oh, that's why. Okay, Foxfire. I took that initially as the person training you. So that's right here in Marquette, off the bike path.
Yep, on Wright Street.
Yeah. How long you been coaching it?
We used to own a CrossFit gym in Charlevoix.
Did you?
So yeah, I've been coaching since 2016, 2017, somewhere in there.
Okay, so there's. I'll put you on the spot.
Okay.
I haven't done CrossFit,
Yeah.
but if I've heard a knock on CrossFit, it is you probably know what's coming: injuries.
Yeah.
So what's the story? Is it? I got to believe that it's just people not doing the right things or doing things the right way. Because it seems like a lot of people do CrossFit with no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I've never had an injury from it. I think some of it comes down to bad coaching and bad programming would be the other part of it.
Yeah.
And bullheadedness. You know, if you're trying to go do this workout that's got 30 pull-ups in it and you're trying to butterfly them when you can't do one strict pull-up,
Right.
you're going to wreck your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, let's work on getting 10 reps strict first.
Lack of discipline, a little bit of ego at play.
Ego. Yeah, people want to be fast. So they put speed before mastering the movement.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can see that just in a normal, regular gym, you know?
And when you watch the CrossFit games, you see it in there, you know, athletes trying to move fast and the movements sometimes aren't great.
Right.
But I mean, those are professional athletes that are trying to win $1 million. So they're putting their bodies on the line.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for health reasons,
Yeah.
you have no business doing it like that. Use proper form and go slower.
I've watched the CrossFit games several times, and it is, to me, it's just mind blowing.
Oh, yeah, they're ridiculous.
You know, the combination of strength, power, and speed it's mind boggling.
Yep.
It truly is. It's impressive.
Oh, I agree.
Just sitting there and watching the games is like, God dang, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I always do the open every year just as like a fitness test to see where I'm at.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm pretty fit. I can hang in the gym, and you do the open and you finish like, I don't know, 10,000th or something. And then you're like, oh, man, I'm not very fit.
Oh, that's a reality check.
Yep.
Wow. You sit and watch? Do you watch the games?
I watch highlights. I don't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. What drew you to CrossFit?
Just looking for some sort of fitness program. I think at the time we were doing a lot of like the Beachbody stuff at home. I was doing Insanity and P90X and whatever.
Oh, the
all
programs.
all those things. So
Yeah.
just finding something else. So we walked into a CrossFit gym and checked it out.
Is P90 even a thing anymore?
I have no idea.
I remember the
don't know.
videos.
Insanity was great though. I thought those were pretty good.
Yeah. That is so wild. It used to be like on VHS,
Yeah.
maybe DVD.
I think I got an old Windows 7 machine sitting at home somewhere that's got P90.
Back in the day.
Did it religiously every day in the basement.
Oh, man. Did you do it?
Yeah, a few things. I think I just went through it
Yeah.
just to pick up some knowledge. And,
Yeah. That's so fun. I used to do it. P90X. It's a callback.
Yep.
So you owned a gym. I don't think I knew that. How long did you guys own it?
I think it was only like a year. The previous owner wanted to sell it or was going to close it. So a group of us bought it, and then we moved up here like a year later. So
Oh, so
Not
it was
for long.
a group purchase.
it was.
So is it still open? No?
No, we ended up selling it to another company. They tried keeping it open for 3-ish years, and then they ended up closing the doors.
That's a bummer. We've got a couple gyms around here, right?
There's a lot of gyms. Yeah.
Well, like CrossFit. Aren't there more than, there's more than one?
There's one in Marquette and one in Ishpeming.
Okay, so just the 2 CrossFit gyms.
Yep.
All right. And then a bunch of other gyms all over the place. Yeah, there's a lot of options on that front.
Yep.
For sure. We go out in Harvey just to the Anytime. And one thing I'll say about that gym is they do a great job just keeping the place clean. You know, a lot of gyms I've been at, even when we travel and stuff, you go into them and they are not cared for. And the staff is not at the level that these guys are at in Harvey at the Anytime. So if somebody's looking for a gym, I'd highly recommend those guys. It's a nice place, but you got to live close to it. Actually, ideally, I'd like to have my own gym at home.
Yeah.
You guys have stuff at home?
We do. Yeah, I've got a setup in the basement.
Yeah, got it.
We bought it all during COVID because the gym was closed.
His is at home too. Keep telling Stacy we got to just the room. So our kids, you know, they used to play downstairs, right? Well, Cable's 14 now. Gavin's 22. We got Lego tables. We got all
Time to clear out.
This stuff's got to go. Let's get some
You can
exercise
send it to our
equipment.
house.
Well, I don't know, Stacy. If I tried to unload the Legos, I'd probably end up in a box somewhere.
Does Stacy like Legos?
She wants them for grandkids.
Okay.
This is an assumption that we're going to have grandkids.
It's a ways down the road to be saving Legos.
Let's be very clear here. This needs to be a long ways down the road, boys. No, we gotta get it at home. God, you save money too, and just convenience. I gotta imagine being able to go downstairs. I mean, maybe some people argue like they need the commitment externally, you know, to go. I don't know, to go do something out of the house or whatever. But it's like if I had it at home, it would just be so much easier.
Yeah, I think it all depends on your mindset. Some people
Yeah.
need, people to work out with or a coach yelling at them or whatever.
Right.
But if you have the discipline, having it at home is pretty easy.
Yeah. I like working out alone or with, the boys. That's fun. But otherwise, I'm good with not being in a group setting.
Yeah, I'm fine on my own too. I can push myself.
We do enough in a group setting. It's nice to have a buffer sometimes. Oh, man. I had a question for you and I lost it. Dang it. So I've been unclear. I'm going to go back to the vet question because we've never really talked much about what you did. Did you work at a clinic at any point?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we lived downstate, I worked at Sterner Vet Clinic.
Okay.
And then we moved to Charlevoix and I started my own vet clinic, but there's only like 5 farms in Charlevoix. There's not very many. So it was part-time, but I had my own clinic.
So are you doing a specific type of veterinary care?
Yeah, I'm a farm animal vet, mostly dairy cows.
Oh, how did you end up doing that?
I went to Tufts for vet school, and then in your last year, you have to go through these rotations of all the different specialties.
Yep.
And one of them is working on the farm, and I loved it. I love the farmers; they're just nice people.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is where I went to vet school. Like the people who were in small animal near Boston were not the kindest.
Oh.
The farmers were a lot nicer.
So did you get out of it just primarily because you started a family?
Just where we moved.
Okay.
I mean, there's just not any dairy farms up here. I'd have to travel to Escanaba and all over the UP, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
And we're just too busy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, now it makes sense. I was just curious what the progression was. But I have never met somebody that went through vet school and then ended up in that. That's super interesting. How long did you do it?
I graduated vet school in 2011. So I don't know. We moved here in 2021. So 10 years.
So how many farms would you visit? Did you?
A lot.
Lots?
Yeah.
Just constantly traveling to different farms?
Yeah. I would say on the average, maybe 6 or 7 in a day, but it depends on how big the farms are. 'Cause some of them you're at for several hours,
right.
And some it's a 20-minute visit.
Yeah. Herd size?
All over the board.
Yeah. Driving.
30 cows to 5,000.
And what are you checking for?
So regular herd check, you're checking for pregnancies, then you're looking at sick cows and going through whoever's sick and fixing them.
How sick do cows get?
They can get pretty sick. When you're pushing their milk production, things go wrong. Most commonly, you get displaced abomasum. That's where part of their stomach flips and twists on itself.
Okay.
You have to go in surgically and fix it, deflate it and fix it.
Interesting.
When they're close to calving, hypocalcemia,
Okay.
big one.
So how often would you check on the same herd?
It depends on the size of the herd. The big herds had us out there every week.
I guess that makes sense. How many cows are we talking? Like, what's a big herd?
In Michigan, 5,000 would be a big herd, 3 to 5.
So if you go to a farm with 5,000 head, are you touching 5,000 animals?
No,
Okay.
The farmer has them separated, which is part of why you have to go every week because, this week you're looking at this group of 100 cows or whatever.
Okay. So they have it sorted out. Let's say if a cow is sick.
Yep. They put them in a pen for you.
Okay. What's the most common cow ailment?
Probably displaced abomasum.
Yeah.
Or, I guess infections probably after calving is more common, or pneumonia.
Okay.
Pneumonia metritis.
Pneumonia. Cow with pneumonia.
It's pretty common in Michigan, especially in the smaller herds. Closed barns in the winter, not good airflow.
What are cows like to take care of?
Dairy cows are pretty easy because they're used to being handled. So they're usually pretty friendly. I get kicked, but it doesn't happen too often with dairy cows.
Yeah.
I did have one that put both of her hooves over my shoulders one time. That
Really?
was a little scary. Yeah.
So like on each side of your head?
Oh, yeah. It was like, okay.
That is a near miss.
Yep. She did not get pregnancy checked that day. We decided that she could wait.
Wow. Are they pretty social?
They are. Yeah.
That's what I've always, I guess, thought based on what I've been told.
Yeah. Dairy cows, especially. Beef cows are a little different. They're not used to people, so they're skittish.
Gotcha. Aggressive or just skittish as in stay the hell away from me?
Mostly stay the hell away. They could be really aggressive if they have a calf. They're protecting their baby.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do they normally have one baby, multiple babies?
Usually one. Twins are not uncommon,
Okay.
but usually one.
And how long is the calf in the care of the mother? Like, how old do they get where they become independent?
Depends. So on a dairy farm, the calves are taken away instantly, and they're bottle raised. Because it's a dairy farm, the milk's for the people.
Right.
On a beef farm, the calf stays with the mom. It varies depending on where it's at, but several months.
And then is that something that the mother just naturally like disconnects and the...
If you leave them with them, the mom will eventually wean them off. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Learning about cows today.
But usually the farmer's taking them away before then. A lot of times in the U.S., animals are like born in one place. Then when they hit a certain age, they're shipped to a feedlot in a different part of the country, and someone else takes care of feeding them until they're the size to be butchered. The beef cows. But it depends. Small farms do it all themselves.
God, that's so interesting. We know a couple farming families, but it's not like I've been on the farm.
Yeah.
But there's always like this sense, hey, that farmers are just salt of the earth, great people to be around. Like every one of them I know that is.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, they're really good to work with.
Yeah. Cable has a friend that the family has a farm, and he just loves going over there to feed the pigs and, the chickens and do all the farm animal stuff. He really gets a kick out of that. It'd be interesting to grow up on a farm.
Yeah.
So you just went to school and learned like this is what you'd like to do? Did you have experience with farms or farming?
I had no farming experience. No. When I went to vet school, I wanted to do small animal surgery. That was why I went.
I was going to say, when I look at you, you don't scream farmer.
No.
No, you do not. I'm trying to like align this. Like, how did that? Kristy's on the farm checking cows?
Yep. Yeah. Small animal surgery was what I had wanted. And it all changed when I did my farm rotation.
Small animal surgery. Is that just like household pet surgery?
Yeah, household pet surgery.
Okay.
But when you specialize in surgery, you end up like probably having to live in a big city because you're going to be in a specialty clinic. So that's part of it, is thinking about where I wanted to live. And I knew I wanted to be in a small town.
Okay. So that's a specialized path.
Yep.
Not like next door here at Stuga.
Right. Yeah, they're just general practitioners.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do you guys have a pet?
We do. We have 3 dogs.
That's right. I've seen the dogs when I was over at the house. Where do they go?
When we're...
What clinic?
Oh, we go to Bayshore.
Bayshore? Yeah. They've been nice. We brought Rogue over here. Tracy does a nice job.
Yeah, I've been happy with Bayshore, but really the only reason we go there is because they're the only place that would take us when we moved here. Every place is full.
Everybody was full.
In. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're full too.
They are. I've tried.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
I know. They've been really good to us.
Yeah, Kelly Pessel is one of our neighbors, so she said she could get us in if I like really needed to, but I don't want to overwhelm them.
Yeah. Now it's cool being here. You get to see all sorts of little dogs running around all the time. It's pretty cool. You met Tracy yet?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When she was probably over here in the office.
Yeah, I run into her from time to time.
Yeah.
She does it all. She mows the lawn on the off days.
A very engaged owner.
They bike and stuff too, don't they?
They do, yeah. They've had kids in the program. I don't know if Tracy, I'm assuming she does. I know Dave runs. And I think Dave bikes too. Dave's over at NMU, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. Have you met Dave?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, good dude. I know that they've had kids in the program because I'd normally see him. He would come over, bring the child to the group, exchange of custody, and then run.
Yeah. That's the best part of 906.
Exactly. And then later he's on the picnic table. All right, it's almost 8:00. Time to go home.
Yep.
People have said it's the cheapest babysitter they can get.
Yep.
I can't remember who first told me that. It might have been Mike Sadler or something. But it is. I mean, it's cool. Again, we're so fortunate to be here that bring your kids to a program over at Tourist Park, leave them there to ride with other people for 2 hours, and you can go do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's a long chunk of time. Like hockey practices are usually 50 minutes.
Right.
I just wait. It's not long enough to do anything.
Right. Exactly. Hey, I have a question for you. I don't know if you have an answer on this. Somebody mentioned to me yesterday that they thought the NTN rerouted Lowe's.
So I think I know what you're talking about. On the power line, there is a sign that says trail and it has an arrow.
Okay.
NTN has nothing to do with Lowe's or that property.
Right.
That is a private landowner that has put up that sign to allow people, I'm assuming, to pass through their property, because the current Lowe's trail, when you cut from the power line back to behind our subdivision,
Yep.
the way it goes is on property that has now been posted as private.
Okay.
Our new neighbor does not want people on his property.
Okay. So that recently changed. So when
Yeah.
you know where Margie comes off, and instead of going into the single track, there's another landowner that didn't want the trail there.
Right.
So we started, we talked
We
to
go
the
to the
landowner.
power line.
We take the power line.
Yeah.
So we take the power line up, and then we're on the snowmobile trail and gone.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm going down the power line now, let's say Margie,
Mm-hmm.
there's a landowner on the left side of the power line. Is that where it is? On your side?
Yeah. It's our neighbor. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. It's right where Lowe's crosses the power line again, the single track.
Yes.
Right where it crosses again and is like in our neighborhood just
Yes.
for a little tiny bit.
Yes.
That section of trail is now closed to
Okay.
the public.
Well, when I got the message last night, I was looking at it like, there's no possible way it can reroute, because we've been dealing, with this for years, and I'm like, there's nowhere to go except maybe a landowner gave permission to take the trail on their property, which is not a reroute. That's just a permission thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, what you're saying makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. NTN has nothing to do with those.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's not on their books.
No, and it's technically private property.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, it comes up through Longyear.
Yeah. Part of it's Longyear. Part of it is not BLP. What's the other? There's another company that owns down by the water down there. I'm blanking.
By the Dead River?
Yeah. The first part
Is it a power company?
I think so. It's some company like that. I don't know. I don't think it's BLP, but it's some big company's property for the first chunk of it. And then it hits Longyear, and then it hits Sanderson.
Right. And that's the one we've tried to stay out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never posted private property signs on it, though.
No.
So, which is nice for everyone else.
Yeah. No, he has not. He just asked us to take the power line.
Yeah.
Somebody, this was years ago, he had a bench. This is one of the things that, just started making people not happy. He had a bench there. The bench disappeared. Somebody took it. That was like the first or second year of Margie, and I found out about it, and I'm like, well, let's just buy him a bench,
There's a bench there now.
Is there?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys bought it or not.
Well, we did it one time, but this was way back. I don't know if it's the same one, but it's like, why would somebody take a dude's bench? This is the craziest stuff.
I've also seen a bench that looks like the one that was there somewhere else along that trail, so it may have just gotten moved a few hundred feet.
Oh, that's possible.
But
That's a possibility. Who knows? Don't claim to know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Plead the fifth.
Do you have a favorite part of the trail, part of Margie, the course?
All of Ramba.
Yeah.
I don't know which part I would say is my favorite. Like, flannel shirt is a really good trail. I really like 38 Special. I don't know, mostly in the last 18 miles, minus the 2-track parts.
Okay. The last. Yeah.
Or last 10 miles, I guess it would be.
Yeah. I could
There's
see
a lot
that.
of good trails in Ramba. They're fun.
Yeah, those
On
guys
fresh legs.
They do a great job. Yeah, on fresh legs. They do it. They've got a very unique system that they put together there. It's just getting easier and easier too for people to navigate, because that was the knock on it. Not, I don't mean that in a negative way, but like when we first moved here, you couldn't figure
hard
out
to
where you
figure
were
out.
going
Yeah.
because there's just so much in there.
Yeah, and the navigation devices suck out there. I've tried looking at it, knowing the trails, and I can't figure out where it's telling me to go. So
They don't work.
Gaia is a lot better.
Yeah.
You can figure out where you're going, Gaia.
Mark is a big proponent of Gaia.
Yes.
He's like a drug dealer pushing Gaia on everybody.
When you're in tight, twisty stuff, it really is.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It is. It's accurate. More accurate, I think, than all of the Garmin's and Wahoos. And
Yeah.
what's the other new one that's out?
For
Koros or something?
Yeah, my Koros Dura.
Yeah.
That's what I use for Crusher.
Okay. And it worked well?
Well, I mean, battery life is amazing,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'd say it worked well. It froze 15 times on the first
Okay, so it
hour
didn't
of
work
the
well.
race. I talked to them about it, and I think it was actually interfering with the guy I was riding with at the beginning.
Oh, that's possible.
Because his was freezing up at the same time as mine.
Yep.
And I think something was going on there.
Some equipment interference.
Yep. Because it worked fine the rest of the trip.
Talk about Crusher and the deer incident.
Oh, that was so scary. Oh my gosh.
Because you were right there, right?
Yeah, I went over my bars over the top of her. Yeah, it was not great. My knee is still kind of messed up from that.
I heard that you were tied up in the accident.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were cruising down, I think it was Blacktop Road at that point, 20 miles in or whatever. And in a line of people, we're all just have our heads down, single file. And all of a sudden, this deer runs out into the girl in front of me. And I thought, like, it kind of took her out to the side. And I thought I was going to swerve and miss her. And all of a sudden, her bike's like somersaulted back in front of me. And I went over my bars over her bike and got all tangled up in it.
It's so lucky, both of you.
Yeah, I can't believe she wasn't injured worse than she was.
Yeah.
When we saw her and saw like the blood coming down her face and her arm facing the wrong way, like, oh, it looked bad.
Yeah, because the deer came out and jumped, and according to her, jumped and just took her right out.
Yeah, just trucked. Yep.
Whew.
Yeah, I just saw a blur of brown like that.
Yeah,
it was
that's
flying at us.
so crazy that happened. I mean, there's been close calls.
Yeah.
For years. Never have had that happen. And then I got that text on my cell phone as I walked back in the camp, because I left you guys after everybody took off. I went back to camp, walked in, set my phone down, and then it lights up and I look down and it was, I'm dialing 911. And I was like, oh shit. I think it was Kevin Ryan or Brian Eggert or something. Thank God she was okay.
Big group of us riding together when that happened, which was the surprising thing. You know, you see deer when you're riding, and I've had close calls, so they run in front of you, but I never thought with a pack of people making all that noise.
Yep.
Something spooked it.
It must have been just off the shoulder, hey, in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, we were heading this way, and it ran this direction, so it crossed the road into us.
Oh, man, so lucky. Dislocated elbow.
Yeah, nothing broken.
No, that's what ended up being. And that was
in
the side where the deer hit her.
Yeah.
From the impact.
That was a really cool experience, though, like looking back on it, of how everyone that was there pulled together to control the situation.
Yep.
Like someone called 911.
Yep.
Some, Al and Kristen were helping her.
Yep.
And she was super calm through it all, too.
Yep.
And then I don't even know who it was. Some guy was helping me make sure my bike was okay and got it untangled, went through it all for me.
Yep.
Fixed everything that was broken on it.
Yeah, it was impressive from my perspective because I heard from a couple different people via text. And I agree. It was very well.
There wasn't panic.
No, everybody was composed.
Yep.
Somebody made a call. I did end up going down there to see her. And I got there just as they were closing the door on the ambulance to take her to Escanaba. But then the 3 troopers were there. So I talked to them for a bit. And then I talked to her, I think it was just her friend driving their van that was going to support her. And God, 1 hour in.
Yeah.
And she had, I talked to her here at BaseCamp the next Tuesday because she brought her beacon over. And I just wanted to see how she was doing and make sure she was all right. And she was really disappointed because she's like, man, I trained all year for this.
Right.
And that's how it ended,
Yeah, it really gave you perspective that, like, going into it, there was all the chatter of no one's going to finish, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And like looking at it, I knew I could finish from you see it, and I knew I could do it. But then that happens an hour in, and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's it's not a good tone to set.
No,
1 hour in.
It made you realize that there's a lot of things out of your control.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God that ended up the way it did, that she wasn't more hurt. But that's got to be one of the craziest things we've had happen in an event.
Oh, for sure.
So wild.
Mm-hmm. I started playing music out loud.
Did you?
When I was by myself coming into Houghton. That was like the one night I rode late, and it was like right at dusk, and I was riding on the roads again.
Yep.
There was deer crossing everywhere, so I started blasting music. I was so afraid I was going to hit another deer.
How did you like that? There's a section, a very questionable section of trail over
boundary trails.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're going with this. That is not trail path. That was ridiculous. That was like, so I didn't make it as far as I wanted on day 2 with the rain and whatever. So day 3 was a big push, and I was trying to make up mileage to get to where I wanted to be. And I was actually talking to Greg riding on the roads, and I was like, what should I do? I'm like, I can keep pushing and ride a little at night. It's nice weather and it's going to rain again tomorrow. or I can just stop and camp here before I get into any of the single track. And he's like, you're feeling good, push. Like, how bad can it be? Because I was like, I don't know what these boundary trails are. I couldn't find anything online. And I'm like, it's only 5 or 6 miles.
Famous last words.
I should have stopped and done it in the daylight. It was like pitch black out. It's midnight. I'm wandering through swamp. It was like the grass was this tall. I'm pushing through a foot of water. I was just following the line on my GPX file. I had no idea if I was on the trail or not. I crossed a river a couple of times. I'm like, I'm going to be freaking lost out here. And then eventually I actually saw like trail and I was like, okay, like there's trail.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Every once in a while I'd see where another bike had like pushed down some of the ferns, but it was just wandering.
Hey, how much did you see any of the other women out there?
No, I didn't see anyone after the second day.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Was it Sarah that finished?
Yeah.
Do you know her? Mm-hmm. Is she from around here locally?
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't sure who she was. I looked it up and it looked like she's from the area.
Yeah, she's done some big rides.
Have you guys debriefed? Do you talk?
We've chatted a little bit.
Yeah. What was her take on it? Did she have a take?
We haven't talked that much about it. I
Okay.
think like it was what she expected, and
Yeah.
yeah.
We had a few women line up for that.
Mm-hmm. I think 7 of us.
I was going to say 7. Yeah. So I think, what do we have to start? 36 or 39? So that wasn't bad. You know, if you look, we were talking earlier about the participation rate of women, whether it's at the youth level or adult. How do you think we keep improving it?
I think we need to just keep introducing these things at a younger age and giving women the tools that they need to do this stuff. So like for me, going into a race like this, it's a huge undertaking because I've never been on my own setting up a tent or whatever before doing the Crusher stuff. Like I've never been on my own in the woods or whatever. And for years, we've always been telling women you're weak and you can't do this stuff. So changing that mindset to, hey, you're capable and these are the tools and we're going to teach you how to do these things so you're comfortable and you have all the tools you need to be successful and to survive. I think that's the biggest part.
So you think just historically, no, right or wrong aside, women were just programmed that this isn't what women do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you still have people saying we don't belong out there.
Who?
There's chatter on Facebook.
Really?
I think you deleted the one guy's post.
What was said?
Oh, I think he told me to get back in the kitchen or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
Was that a Marji talk or where was that?
No, that was based on the Crusher. It was after you posted my finish.
Oh yeah. There was probably some doofus that rolled into the comments.
Oh yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
But there's people who really think that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's people who have not evolved fully yet.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But that just seems, especially today's, so ridiculous.
But when you think about the past, it wasn't that long ago that was the common thought, right?
Yeah.
Like we've made a lot of progress in the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So I think in the generations to come, this isn't even going to be a talking point.
Yeah. My only fear is that as we're making really positive ground with adult men and women, is that we go backwards with kids, meaning they become less attached to just doing this stuff at all, regardless of gender, just boys and girls, just,
Sure.
Not being outdoors as much.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem.
That's a concern.
For sure.
In my mind. But yeah, I think you're right. You have to keep, and here's the funny thing, and I've learned this through 906. If you have a mission and a message, you can't talk about it enough because, every time you put something out, especially social media, it's so fragmented and people's attention are in so many places that you could literally spend a year saying something and the people in close proximity to you in your community won't even have any idea you're out there.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did they not hear it, they don't even know you exist.
Yep.
There's still people in Marquette that don't know what 906 Adventure Team is. So, yeah, I mean, awareness and to keep that in front of people and to keep, trying to say, hey, you know what, women can do this, or guys like you can do this, or just like somebody that you would see doing something that you're like, I could never do that, until you see somebody that looks like you doing it.
For sure.
And then you're like, well, maybe I can.
Yeah.
But you just got to keep pushing that message. Otherwise, people don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would wish we had some sort of like, I don't know, skills course or whatever for bike packing. That'd be cool.
A skills course, like a route?
No, like teaching people like how to do it. Like, how do you go out there and set up your tent appropriately? Or if it's raining, what are some tricks to keep your stuff dry? And what do you need to have?
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard to do, really.
You know, we teach people how to ride bikes, but you don't teach that aspect of it. It's all trial by error.
Yeah.
And even for men, it is, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Everyone's on there talking about bike setup and what worked and didn't work. And I mean, gosh, it took me a month to get a setup that worked. I ended up buying a whole new bike.
For the point-to-point?
Yeah.
What bike did you end up doing it on?
I got a Thai Celsa Fargo frame that I built up.
Oh.
My carbon couldn't handle the load. It was like wobbling all over the place.
Really? But the Fargo performed well for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Interesting. Yeah, there is a lot of gear that you have to get familiar with. And if you haven't been familiar with it or done it much in your life, it's all foreign. Mm-hmm. So many tips and tricks too, hey, Mark? Just like dealing with rain and dealing with humidity and just moisture.
Yeah.
Especially
trying to keep stuff dry is hard.
Yeah.
Like my dry bags weren't dry bags. I found that out the hard way.
Or even for like the ultra, you know, managing moisture in that environment, hostile winter, February environment in the UP, that's like critical.
Yep.
That you can manage that well. And it's trial and error in a really tough environment to be learning the hard way.
Right.
That'd be another one that'd be nice to be able to do, but it's just the undertaking of like doing a winter ultra, you know, introduction course or something.
Like a Marji camp for winter ultras.
Yeah, exactly.
Be cool.
It'd be like interesting to do like we've talked about doing a Crusher camp in the past, but I've always been kind of like, oh, I don't know. But now with bike packing, that element becoming more of a thing in it, I could see maybe doing a camp around that aspect of it.
Yeah. For
sure. That multi-day, 500-mile. I could see doing that. We're not busy enough, right?
Mark's giving me a look like, why did you bring this up?
It'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would.
Because the only way really to teach that is actually to go out and do it.
Yeah.
You know,
and there's so many ways to do things. You know, I talked to the guy who finished first for the Crusher and asked him, like, what did you carry and how did you do this? And it was wild to me.
With Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah. his whole setup was like
he had nothing.
Nothing. Basically nothing.
Yep.
That was pretty impressive.
Yep. He's
done a lot of that longer stuff though.
Right.
From talking to him a little bit, I'm sure he's probably filled you in, you know, like he's done Doom and other stuff. And it sounds like were you there when he was talking about how he had gone through a phase of trying to be an aspiring professional gravel racer?
I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, it's when he first came in. You know, he went, I think maybe that's when he was riding either for Bear Claw or after Bear Claw. He tried to make a go of it. And then he's like, nah, that's not for me. His ride for point to point, that seemed to be his jam. Just going out and doing what he did.
Stay moving.
Yeah, stay moving. Was he 72 hours or 74 hours or something? 75 hours maybe? It was like 3 days.
Yeah, he made the comment to me that he knew he'd go 3 days without sleep. So that was kind of what he was planning on.
It was interesting to see the variety of different approaches everybody took.
Yeah.
To how they did approach that whole sleep topic. It was a discussion too for the 350. I think more people wish they had slept for the 350 the year before, just from people I've talked to. Like they didn't, and then it just wrecked them.
Yeah.
Kristen and Toby, because you slept.
Yeah, I slept a full night and then passed all the wrecked people.
Yes.
I think at one point I was probably in last place.
Well, I saw Kristen and Toby at the co-op in Chatham. I've seen them in some dark, bad places. I'd never seen them broken like that. Like,
yeah.
I was talking to Kristen, and I don't think that it was like registering in her brain that we were
Lack of
talking.
sleep messes with you.
Yes.
And that midnight start was rough. I mean,
That
by
was
the
another
first
thing.
night you were already up for 24
Yes.
hours.
Yes.
So
The midnight, and for this one, I was like, we can't do a midnight start.
No,
that
enough with
this,
that.
this is too hard. It's too long. You know, it's going to be hard enough. You don't need to wreck them out of the gate with a midnight start.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we moved it. And that seems to have worked well.
yeah.
We would do that again. We are going to do the point to point again next year. I think the only thing I'm going to do different is add time on the back end. So make it to give people a little more time.
Yeah. I don't think it'll make a difference.
As far as how many people finish?
Yeah. I think if people are like, I mean, more people will finish if it's good weather.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the time cutoff kept anyone from finishing this year.
Probably not. I would agree with you on that. They either finished or they quit, and it didn't matter if they had 7 days or not.
Yeah.
Yet this one was another example where you bring in a new event that it's got some new nuance that people like that code that's got to be cracked. Mm-hmm. And I think a few people found out they didn't have the code cracked.
Yeah. Maybe giving more time would get more people to sign up for it.
Possibly. I don't know how much. I think we capped it at 100. Like that's all we were going to take.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to like
I think 60 signed up.
60 something. Yeah. Probably.
That was a good number.
Yeah. Part of our event running, because, Polar Roll, the mass start's gotten big and Crusher's gotten big and Marji's gotten big. I love doing kind of like going back and doing these smaller, like more grassroots, not the pomp and circumstance, small groups, because that's how we started.
Yeah.
And it's nice to do those. It's
a cool experience.
It feels different. Even for me, just not being in like that chaotic, heavy metal driven, Marji environment, which I also love, but there's something more intimate when you've only got 40 people.
Yep.
And you're lining up to do something for the first time.
Yeah.
Next year will be the second time, but for a lot of people who sign up, it'll probably be their first time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had good feedback on it. Everybody we have to permit with, like Forest Service and the state and Lime. I can't think of who else off the top of my head, but everybody had good feedback. No issues were reported.
Good.
So it seems like it was really well received.
Good.
Which is good, because the last thing you ever want to have is, well, we did have a deer take a person out, which we don't want.
Yeah.
Had a couple guys go to ER because of AFib.
Oh, yeah. I knew about Al.
Yep. And then Mark, can't remember his last name. In the first 24 hours, I had 3 people go to the ER. That's got
to be a record.
It was a record. And actually, by Wednesday, as I heard about the next person, I'm like, God, is this like an omen for how the week's going to go? Because we hadn't even gotten to Copper Harbor.
One was the easy stuff.
Holy shit. I was bracing, but actually the rest of the week went great.
Yeah.
We had one or two injuries out of the mass start. A re-injury of a fibula, I think, fractured. And then a woman broke her ankle out by the rocket launch.
Runner or bike?
Bike.
Oh.
Was in one of those deep mud puddles and like stepped on a rock, and then the rock shifted, and she lucked out though. Some dude was like driving to the rocket launch and found her and then drove her all the way back to BaseCamp.
Oh, good.
So
yeah, that's a good place to get injured at least.
Get this. So the woman's out there injured with her husband. And he's like, well, why don't you take a ride back to the campground and I'll finish. So her husband sent her with a stranger back to BaseCamp. He finishes, and then the guy brings her to me, the stranger, and is like, I don't know what to do with her. And I'm like, well, we got to get her to the hospital. And then I think he ended up taking her. And then later the guy shows up, the husband, and he's like, oh yeah, I had that guy get her like a fifth of whiskey, and she's back at the hotel. And I'm like,
She didn't go to the hospital?
No.
Oh my gosh.
And he's sitting at BaseCamp drinking beers with everybody. And I'm like, what is happening right
What
now?
not to do.
What not to do. Yes, guys, that's what not to do.
Yeah.
Or he's got a really unique situation that's apparently working for him.
Maybe he didn't think she was really injured.
Oh, that's that. I would not even go down that road.
No.
Stacy would kill me.
I would kill Greg. There's no way you're sending me with a stranger to finish your race.
I might ask, is Greg riding, or he'll be supporting you this year, right?
For Marji, he's support.
Is he doing Iceman?
On the tandem with Brantley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll be cool for Brantley.
Yeah, they did the short one last year. This year they're doing the full one.
Yeah, that'll be cool just because of the sheer number of people.
Yeah.
And the scope of that event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did Order Shore this year, the 28.
How'd that go for him?
They went great. They were
Did it?
fine. Yeah. Brantley had a blast.
That's so fun.
Yeah. He really likes riding back there. I mean, it's something they could do together without his little brother annoying him.
That is so good.
Like, get dad's attention.
Yeah. Little brother is how old?
I just turned 7.
Okay. Well, he's not that far behind then.
Yeah, Brantley's almost 11, so they're 4 years.
Yeah. When's he going to end up on the back of the tandem?
He's not tall enough yet. He's really short for his age.
Is he?
Yeah. So at least one more year.
What's he doing for sports? Anything?
Baseball and hockey.
Baseball and hockey. Mm-hmm. Which one does he like more?
I don't know if he likes either. Like, honestly, we were talking about this the other day. I was talking about hockey, and he's like, yeah, I don't really like it. I'm like, why did I just pay like $400 or something for registration if you don't really like it? He's like, well, I still want to do it. Okay.
Social aspect?
I think so.
Yeah.
And
Probably.
Something to do.
Something to do.
Yep.
Hockey is not cheap.
No, it's ridiculous. Super expensive. Ice time is so hard to get.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's just like court time for basketball, too.
Yeah, we need more hockey rinks.
Yeah. When we were in, I coached just a travel team this spring, and we ended up at a couple facilities in Wisconsin, really big facilities. Mm-hmm. And they had like basketball courts, soccer fields, and hockey. You know, it was unbelievable how big these facilities are, but I can't think of any place in the UP where we got anything like that. Not here. I don't think they have one in the Keweenaw.
No. I mean, at least the Y is doing that rec facility now, so there'll be
the new one.
Space. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not very big.
No.
One field.
God, it would be nice to get a facility like that, you know, in Marquette, because all of the youth sports are struggling with.
Yeah, I just saw, was it Iron Mountain is putting in a huge facility for baseball. Indoor Little League facility.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Just baseball?
I think just baseball. Yeah.
We'll have to work on that.
Yeah, we need it. I mean,
We do.
there's too much snow here to be able to be outside to get these kids on fields.
Yeah, they're stuck inside for what, 6 months? Mm-hmm. You got to get them out, get them into a gym or something. That's the other thing, you know, even with the gym. I mean, there's a whole thing around age appropriateness of, you know, working out and stuff. But anytime's been good because if the kids come in with the parents, they'll let some kids in. I think you got to be 12.
Okay.
I wouldn't have brought Cable or Gavin in younger than that, but they did work out at home. Mm-hmm. Like just seeing, it's not that they're working out, right?
My kids ask for a workout all the time, and I write something up for them, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, do 10 push-ups or whatever.
It's just like the association with it.
Yep.
Just to see them. Yeah. Just for them to do it. It's like a game or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that stuff's really cool. Mm-hmm. It'd be cool if we had well, maybe the Y has this. I don't know. Do they have like classes that you can drop the kids off? Fitness classes? Or
No, not fitness. Mm-mm.
I wonder if that's a whole thing around concern for liability or...
Yeah, I mean, CrossFit does have CrossFit Kids stuff.
Do they?
We haven't been doing it here, but in Charlevoix we did. I coached CrossFit Kids classes. It's a separate like certification that I went and took a class on.
So what ages?
I did 2 different levels. I had like little kids, like ages 4 to 7, and then 8 to 12 was a separate group. And I mean, it's playtime, right? Like
Right.
I set up obstacle courses for them, but they're doing all that stuff and they're getting
Right.
pull-up strength and all that kind of thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
How prevalent is that? So if that programming exists within the CrossFit community, how prevalent is the youth aspect of the programming? Any idea like how common it is that the gyms are doing it?
I think most big gyms have a kids portion to it.
Okay.
But not in smaller places.
Nothing here.
Not right now. At one point there was like a CrossFit kids class. I think they just did it for older kids. And it was like a, I don't know, 5-week program or something. It wasn't a permanent thing. We're looking at getting that back. The gym just got bought by new owners. I don't know if you have heard any of that, but Scott and Allie Heber just bought it.
Oh, good. I know. I've heard. I know Scott.
Marji and stuff.
Yes, I've talked to Scott before. So they own the one you go to?
Yeah, and I've talked to Allie about getting youth programs back, so that should be coming.
It would be good. You know, when we were doing just even the stuff with Superior Fitness, just like spring training, introduction to gym, you know, how to behave in the gym, how to use the equipment safely, just basic stuff.
Yep.
That was gaining popularity, but we ran out of bandwidth to do it. And the schedule too for Superior, because they're busy with their clients. It was really, again, going back to like limited facilities.
Yep.
Very small windows of time that we could do it. And then we haven't been able to get back to it. I'd love to get back to it sometime, but
I think it's so important. Get kids in moving well from a young age.
Yeah, because if the sedentary habits set in too young, how do you deprogram it?
Right.
You know, if they don't if they don't associate with discomfort and learn how to manage through discomfort early, it just gets harder.
Yeah, it gets way harder to learn this stuff as an adult.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're an adult. You're in trouble. If you don't have a master by then, you got a problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people, though, who are 30 years old and going to the gym for the first time. That's not uncommon.
Yep. That was the big driver when we started doing spring training. It was like, you know, my parents didn't work out. It was just something I figured out on my own. And then as we're getting in and doing youth programming, and it's like the biggest barrier is access first. And then if you're an adult, you can tell who the first timer is when they go into a gym if they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Because their eyes are this big.
Right.
And it's
scary.
Super uncomfortable.
Yep.
You know, you feel like everybody's looking at you and judging you.
Yep.
And it's just intimidating.
Yeah. That is the one thing I do, not to keep mentioning CrossFit, but they do like an on-ramp thing. Yeah. So people come in for, I think it's like 5 classes where it's one-on-one and they teach you the movements before you're put in the class setting. So that way you don't look like a total idiot in front of everyone.
I think that's awesome. And CrossFit, for whatever, you know, crap it is caught for injuries and stuff, which I don't buy into because I think anything like that is dangerous. It depends on the person. Yeah. And the training and the programming. But CrossFit has done an incredible job developing community around the sport. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it is really cool. I mean, you show up to 9:15 and it's like the mom's class, right? Like there's a group of moms that are there every day at that class. Yeah. And each hour of whatever class has their own group that they work out together every day.
They've done a good job. Was it the owner that you said catches crap? You'd sent me a message at some point in the past. It's the owner of CrossFit catch crap for some reason.
I forget what the message was, but I think that was talking about Dave Castro.
Yes.
He's like he's not the owner. He's like does the programming for the games and
I gotcha.
The director of the games, I think is his title.
He did it, then left.
He was fired at one point.
Was asked to leave.
And then everyone like was mad that he got fired and they brought him back and half the people hate him, half love him.
So who was like the originator of the whole idea of CrossFit?
Oh, Greg Glasgow, is that his last name?
Is he still involved?
No, he sold the business. I don't know if it was somewhere around COVID.
Oh, good time to get out.
Yeah, he caught a bunch of flack for some things that he said. And yeah.
Oh, really? Why? Just COVID related?
Gosh, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think there was some stuff with COVID and then there was other stuff with some other things going on.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always had a pretty positive impression of CrossFit, honestly. I think what they did there, when I looked into it, it's like, it's pretty legit. I mean, you got the CrossFit Games, which is a huge thing.
from a workout perspective, I think it's great. I think the administration has made mistakes, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That happens.
Yep.
It's bound to happen. There's humans involved.
Yep.
It's not going to be, it's going to be a little sloppy at times.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, I'm assuming that the CrossFit complements running, right? Would it complement running more than on the bike or not? Or is it just, well, I mean, either way, it's probably maintaining some body mass. So,
Yeah, I think it depends what you're doing. I think for running ultras, especially like mountain ultras, it probably complements that the most because you really got to have strength for those kind of races. Marathon running, no.
right. Yeah.
It's going to help prevent injury.
Yeah. What would your advice be to, because I think there's a lot of women that are out there, less now, but still a lot that maybe don't view strength training as something they do. How would you, because you're in it, so it's easy for you to do it. How would you tell somebody to get started if they have never done it?
Yeah, that's a tough one because like you said, just walking into a gym as an adult is really tough. For me, I've always lifted, so I never had to really go through that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think CrossFit is a good entry, or any gym that has some sort of coaching. Get in one-on-one with a trainer of some sort and just get comfortable.
So that's actually interesting because, if you go to Anytime or Joe's or whatever classic traditional gym, you pay for a membership to the gym. You get access to the equipment, but you don't know shit about how to use it.
Right.
So then if you want to get somebody to teach you, you have to, on top of that, pay more money for a personal trainer. In the CrossFit model, is it you're paying to join the gym and then they're going to teach you?
Yeah, it's all classes.
I can by default see why that's been successful then. Yeah, I never, I haven't done it. I'm just aware of it, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think, it gets some crap because not all coaches are equal.
Yeah, sure.
But if you have good coaches, it's really successful.
Yeah, a place with good coaches will be a better gym, a better CrossFit space.
Unless people get injured.
Unless people get injured, right. That's a very good distinction with the coaching. I wonder why then. I mean, would it be because you're copying too similar to CrossFit? Like, I'm just trying to think, like, if I own a gym, why not just run the gym differently? Why follow the same traditional format? Like, just hire a good staff, and as people come in, just have it be part of the package to teach people how to use the equipment. And
yeah, I think that needs to happen. And there have been several places who have like de-affiliated from CrossFit, so they're not CrossFit gyms now, but they're set up like a CrossFit gym as far as everything is free weights. There's not a bunch of equipment.
Oh, okay.
So there has been a little bit of movement like that, and it's all set up as classes, but they call themselves like barbell classes or whatever.
Got it. That makes sense. And it would seem to me like if you're in a place that doesn't have any other gyms doing that, and you're doing it and you're doing it well, where you're provided, your staff is there as part of the package of resources. I mean, game on. You should be crushing it.
Yeah, I don't know what gym it is, but Greg's mom's been going to a gym in Cadillac, and I don't know if it's just for senior citizens or if it's for everyone, but she gets like a personal trainer as part of her membership. And it's not like an every class thing, but like they set her up with programming, like a program every 6 months or something, or maybe it's every 6 weeks, and then they change it, but they go through all the movements with her. So they're at least like doing something to like show her what to do.
What is the typical membership for a CrossFit gym?
Cost-wise, I think it's like $120 a month, $130 maybe.
That is where there's a difference with the traditional gym.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, so like I think Anytime is $40.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So that's for unlimited. You can get like 2 days a week for like $80 or something. So it depends on how often you go.
Well, I was running the math in my head because I'm thinking, all right, well, if they have staff, that's additional overhead operational cost.
Right.
But they're helping cover it with paying more money. I'd pay more money. Like, especially if I was new, if I hadn't been lifting my whole life.
You're going to pay more than that if you get a personal trainer.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
No doubt.
So yeah, if you're new to lifting, I would say personal trainer or some sort of group class with someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. You should get on that.
I coach CrossFit.
in your spare time.
Yeah.
When you're not chasing buckles at Marji Gesick.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. I hope, but there's no promises.
No, there's no promises.
You need good weather.
I was going to say all it takes is 50 and rain. And
oh, boy. Don't even say that. Knock on something. Because if that happens, we've said it for years, all bets are off.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll even chase it if it's that kind of weather. I think I'd probably just ride with my cousin and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know how you could chase it.
I mean, you're not going to get it. You can chase it all you want.
It's not going to happen
No.
in 50 and rain. There's no chance. I don't think anybody would buckle.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really don't. I just feel like you take that course and you throw 50 and rain on it, there is no buckle. I just don't think so. Not that, I mean, I don't doubt that people are good enough. It's just.
It slows it down.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it gets slippery out there.
So it's sketchy on a nice dry day.
Yeah, it can be.
Like, whew. I can't even imagine. Hopefully we don't have to see it.
I sure hope not. Every year, though, that goes through my head. I'm like, all this training could be for nothing if the weather doesn't cooperate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's always for something.
It's true. There's always a lesson to learn.
There is. I'd like to check in actually on that woman from Crusher, because I'd like to see after she's had, a month and a half or 2 months, whatever it's been, like where she's at reflecting on that experience, because she was pretty fucking bummed out.
I bet. That's a lot to put into a race to have it taken away an hour in.
Uh-huh.
That's really disappointing.
I could feel the disappointment, and I totally understood it that day standing out there on the doorstep. It's like, I get it, man. Like, because I understand the investment of time it is to prepare and the commitment and discipline that's required. And then it's like, boom, what a bummer.
Yeah, I'm curious too, like where she's at with that. Is she just going to wait to do it next year?
Right.
Or I don't know. I feel like if it was me, I'd probably just go out and do it on my own just to do it.
Like before next year?
Yeah, like whenever you're healed. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that I did kind of like mildly entertain that question, but I think I might have asked it too soon. If she would try to come back and do it. I don't know if she was ready to have that conversation.
Yeah, give it some time.
I probably should have waited a while. So hopefully she does. What do we got for time here? Ooh, 6 o'clock already.
Holy smokes. I'm chatty.
I'm trying to think if I haven't touched on anything. You got anything you wanted to talk about we haven't touched on?
I don't think so.
I really appreciate you coming in to do this. I've been hoping we could get you on for a while. We had a break after Crusher. Just, decompressing from that and then rolling straight back into getting ready for Marji and stuff.
Sure.
But we're kind of getting back on track a little bit, and then we'll probably get derailed again for a couple of weeks post Marji.
Yep.
It'll happen. There was one thing. I remember what I wanted to ask you. So during the point to point, you were with Dawn in Ishpeming.
Okay.
And she checked in with me, and I was like, Kristy's killing it. And then, do you know where I'm going with this?
I do.
What did you say to her?
I think that's the nicest thing Todd's ever said to me. I got a compliment. Holy crap.
Yeah, I think she worded it as you were happy to accept the first compliment you had ever received from me.
Yeah.
I read that and I laughed out loud. It was funny as hell. Well, just so you know, because I clearly haven't said it enough. I'm a fan.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm not necessarily the type of guy that runs around.
No, you don't give out compliments.
Not all the time, but I am a fan of, well, not just you, but just the family. You guys you're not only like super hardworking, high performers, but you do just like the signage, the cleanup, like you do the not fun stuff, the stuff that there's just less and less people that are willing to do it. Now, in our community, honestly, I feel like we're super blessed because so many people will step up to carry the load, but it's kind of becoming less common. So I want you to know, I don't always say it, but we do recognize it. Yeah, you guys are great. Can't wait to see what the boys do.
Yeah.
See what their journey is. And I think the cool thing is like, they might follow your footsteps and they might fucking take a 90-degree left and right.
Yep. We do our best to have our hands off of that and
let them do
what
their
they wanna
thing.
do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think earlier this year when I had written something about it on Facebook, like I wasn't prepared for it. You know, Cable loves basketball. That's really what he wants to pursue. He's been in 906 programming. He was a young kid as one of the kids. Then the last couple of years, he was apprentice leading. He really enjoys that. He loves being in a leadership role with other kids. And then this year, we came into it, and I wasn't prepared for it. And it's like we got the schedule for freshman basketball summer practice, which had not been a thing in middle school. And it was like, shit. It's every night that bike club is. Stacy and I talked about it, and I'm like, we need to tell him that he needs to go do this. Because I think if I had asked him what he wanted to choose, I think he would have choose biking because of me.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed, especially with Brantley. He'll choose things that he thinks will make us happy.
Yeah.
Bodie just doesn't care.
Bodie's like,
Yeah, he's
nah.
like, whatever. I mean, appeasing mom and dad is 0 on his list, but
Yeah.
Brantley does think like that.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to parent them differently with that.
Yes. Yeah, because you have two kids that are wired differently. They're probably, they interact with the world and emotions differently, more than likely.
Yeah.
Our kids are the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be on your toes and be prepared to make mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, we make them.
Yeah, no doubt. But you learn from them.
Yep.
And I don't know, I found like for us, if you're open, if you, more than once in my life, I've done something, made some parenting decision that, in reflection and retrospect, I'm like, I probably could have handled that better. Coming clean for me is like, if I do something that I feel like had a negative impact, I want to let them know I know that. And I shouldn't have done it, and I apologize.
Oh, I do the same thing. I'm like, yep, sorry I yelled at you. I should not have done that.
Yep. Really wanted to yell
Hard to
though.
do.
Really wanted to yell in that moment though.
It's hard to apologize.
It is, because you're admitting you did something wrong
Yeah.
to your kids. But I don't know. I also think that helps. I think that adds a depth to the relationship when you can do that.
And it helps set the example for them to
Yeah.
apologize when they mess up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We should probably roll out of here 6 o'clock, eh? So maybe the next time I'll see you is at the finish line. Well,
I'll probably
probably
see
the
at the
start
start.
line. Right. But finish line in Ishpeming.
Hopefully.
Let's hope
at
there's some metal involved.
7:29 p.m.
Or earlier.
7:29 is good by me.
All right. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right. Over and out.